Alrighty, everyone, Tactical Edge here, and welcome back to the first tournament stream of the 2025. And today we are in the New Year's Faction War normal format, similar to before. It's going to be the elimination format. I wanted to maybe try out the Swiss format at some point, but today we have 20 players joining. So if we do 4 rounds of 20 players, that's like 10 games per round, and times 4, that's like 40 games to cast, and it is not humanly possible to do it all in like 3-4 hours. So yeah, we are just gonna be casting the replays from the elimination format tourney. But anyways, welcome back to okay, Sipa has a lobby. Anyways, welcome back to another Total Warhammer tournament battles, and we are jumping into multiplayer. Wait, hold on. Where is hold on a second. Let me just message Sipa and ask for his lobby. Okay. I have no idea where Sipa's lobby is, so I'll just try and see. Okay, yeah, it's probably this one. I think I recognize this lobby name every damn time. Yeah. Alright, never mind. Yeah. Anyways, welcome back to another Total Warhammer 3 multiplayer stream. And, yeah, first stream of the year. Hope everyone is having a nice start to 2025. And, yeah, hope everyone had an amazing, or at least not a bad 2024. And, just gonna have a better 2025 to come. But yeah, we are in the first battle. It's gonna be a Lizardmen mirror. I did, set up the brackets such that all the mirror matches will happen in the first round, or at least the players' first round, so that we don't have late game finals with mirror matches. And yeah, first game here, Sipa versus Turin, and then we'll see what happens. It's gonna be Lizard versus Lizard. Is it gonna? Are we gonna see a bunch of Dreadsaurians, or are we gonna see a more balanced army? Because I think the last time when I saw this matchup, I saw like. Yeah, it was in a new player 20 from the RTK clan hosted by Big JP there. One side went for the Mazdamundi, Dreadsaurian, single entity spam with the Bastillodon Rev Crystal. The other side actually brought up the Pale Death, the Regiment of Renowned Troglodyte, which is quite an interesting unit. Like, it's not meta in any means, because it is a very specialized unit. But it actually did so much damage to Mazdamundi and the Shredder of Lustria. It actually carried the battle there, but this time we shall see if we are gonna see another Troglodyte on the battlefield, or is it just gonna be a Dino Fest, the monster mashing between the two players. We shall see here. We shall see. But yeah, this is gonna be first battle, and let me just post the stream link elsewhere as well, just to do some just to do some self promotion everywhere to plug the channel and all. Stream starting. Oh, looks like we do have the 20 loading in. So yeah, let's just take off the blocker. Okay. 2025 first 20 stream starting. Yeah, I think we are the first tournament stream for the year, actually. Yeah, it seems like the case here, which is quite fun. I can claim I'm the first streamer to host the tournament in 2025. Probably not next year, I don't know. Just I somehow just so happens to have some time today. It's just a normal weekday otherwise. Yeah. So I have some time during the evening. Yeah, let me just quickly drop my drop some more self-promotion elsewhere. I always forgot to do that before the stream. But yeah, thank you everyone for showing up to the stream here. If you like my content, please do hit the like button on the stream and hit the subscribe to the video channel as well. It'll be great for the channel growth in general. Just help the algorithm a lot, and I would really appreciate that. But yeah, that's enough self-promotion on the channel, and let me just finish the self-promotion on Discord, and then we can go into army build. Both sides have actually fairly simple-ish army. Basically a simple front line of skinks on Seapa's side, front line of skink cohort, second line of red crested, and then a ton of Khorne spear riders for the anti-large AP, and one Feral Dressorian, not the Shredder, just the Feral Dressorian with a Slime Priest of Life supporting, as there's also some Feral Khornes on the flanks as well. Red Crested Skink seems to be a decent offensive infantry these days, so you are seeing them a lot more on the battlefield. For the other side, for Turin, MTK's Turin, not the Turin streamer, Skink Cohort in the front line, a lot of them with javelins, and then backed up by some elite Temple God, and then with some elite anti-large monsters, double Scarvet on the Carnosaur. No items or abilities, I don't think, outside of the default Cold-Blooded. And they're supported by Slime Priest of Life. It is going to be a battle of healing, and see if those two anti-large elites can deal with one single Dressorian. There's also a ton of Khorne riders, but they're not the anti-large ones, just the regular ones. Oh, the front line of the Red Crested are taking heavy losses from all the javelins there. They might be a good offensive infantry nowadays, but they are still very fragile with light armor and no shields. So the javelins are definitely doing some good work, but some of them get caught in melee before they can chuck out all their javelins, so they're now being hacked through in the melee combat. Feral Khornes charging into Khorne Riders, they will get beaten up, but Khorne Spear Riders should help. But an Awakening of the Woods from the Red Slime Priest, doing some nice damage to the Red Crested Skinks here. But yeah, the Scarvet taking a lot of damage in the fight when they were trying to duke it out against the Feral Dressorian. Wisely avoiding the Dressorian here, making it waste the healing, since the regrowth right now is... well, it is spent on a full health unit, and all the healing is just not coming in at all. So that was quite an unfortunate waste of Winds of Magic there. Probably wanted to wait a little bit more when the Dressorian take a little bit more damage before dropping that rather expensive spell. Now the Dressorian is on the other side. The Scarvet just move on over here to terrorize some poor beat-up Red Crested, and trying to chill through some Khorne Spear Riders maybe. But yeah, overall, seems like the Blue Lizards of Seapa is winning out on the front line. And over here, winning out on the mobility engagement as well. Just mostly using the quality advantage of their Khorne Spears, plus some Red Crest at the Court of Sotek to overcome the enemy mobility. Over here, the Khorne Spear Riders are also trading quite decently into the enemy Khorne Riders, although they themselves have taken quite a bit of damage in the process, after it is a 2-on-1 engagement, so that is not great for them. Now the double Scarvet is once again trying to gang up on some single entities here. One is going after the Slime Priest of Life, while the Dressorian is following it on its tail. But yeah, they're certainly doing a number to the Slime Priest of Life, but here comes the victorious Khorne Spear Riders, receiving another regrowth from the Life Slan, a bound banishment, dropping onto... I'm not sure whose bound banishment is that, honestly, but it could have been from both sides. Yeah, both sides have bound banishment. So yeah, I have no idea whose stuff is it, but and it was actually hurting both sides' infantry, so yeah, it was absolutely a dino slugfest. Yeah, this time the Dressorian tries to go after the Slime Priest of Life and doing some really good damage, rampaging into the correct target as well. Shall we turn off the HUD to just stare at this dino mashing a bit? Yeah, look at these double Carnosaur. Just having trouble connecting with the Dressorian, unfortunately. There's too many units nearby and just kind of stopping them. While the Dressorian really rampaging into the right target earlier, but now he is switching over to hit up those Scarvet. Now the Feral Dressorian did take a lot of damage in the process, as the double Scarvet is on his ass the whole time, but once again, the Dressorian turns around and just takes a huge chunk of health from the Slime Priest, and seems like Seapa will be having this one. The Skink Cohort plus Red Crested frontline has overwhelmed the enemy frontline, but mostly just thanks to the Khorne Spear Riders trading really well into the enemy Khorne Spear Riders. Khorne Riders. Slime Priest of Life now is almost dead, and well, truly dead, with the Khorne Spear Riders chasing it down. And seems like not taking the anti-large Khorne cavalry really hurt Turin here in this battle. As again, not the content creator Turin, it is the MTK's Turin, yeah, seems like the Dreadsaurian build with the Khorne Spear Rider support will prevail. New Year faction wall Sipa versus Turin. Let me just save replays and stuff in case I need it in the future. You never know. Maybe I would want to cast one of the replays from the tournament. But yeah. Looks like the Khorne Spear Rider is definitely getting a good trade here, and the Vero Dreadsaurian chewing through a lot of targets, while the Scarvet, one of them got some decent value, but I don't think that was enough to earn back their costs. The other also, this one did a lot worse, and the Temple God actually did surprisingly poor, considering how much damage they took. They must have been banished by the bound banishments from the Slime Age Priest. That was probably the case here. But yeah, again, both sides had bound banishment, so I wasn't quite able to tell which banishment is which players. So yeah. But yeah, Requested overall, they took a lot of damage from the Javis, but thankfully with the cavalry support, they managed to overcome the enemy skin cords, which are pretty trash. A lot of the value went into the Temple God, the double Connoisseur Scarvet, and the Khorne Riders, who did not actually get a good trade in this matchup here because of their lack of anti-large. Probably maybe cut out. Oh, there might be. I'm not sure. I think you can still bring 6 skin cords, right? I'm not quite sure actually. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like the Temple God might have. I mean, Temple God normally seems to be a reasonable choice, but when you think about, I guess when you think about the Slime Age Priest, they have so much AoE damage. Oh, the Bound Banishment, Master Mundi has the Ruination of Cities. There is not exactly a lot of point to bring an elite infantry in this matchup, I guess. And also, monsters can just collide and trample them with the collision damage. Anyways, that is it for this first battle. I need to go and see if I need to fight the Khorne versus Khorne matchup. Well, that was fast. Holy shit. Looks like Scarbaran has finished his Khorne matchup. It's oh wait, no, I'm not supposed to fight Khorne. I'm expecting Berserk to beat Incause, and then Berserk will beat me as well. But now I'm not. I don't want to. It's not my intention to shit talk Incause, but Berserk is a really good player. One of the best in the multiplayer scene. I mean, I think he said he's kind of rusty. Like a few weeks ago, he told we played a bit, and then he said he was kind of rusty. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it because I got beat. So yeah, Berserk going in with coming in with Greenskin will go up against Incause Greenskin, and it's gonna be a rough match for Incause. But if Incause can beat Berserk, he can probably beat me. So yeah, I'm really curious to see if Incause can overcome this one mighty opponent, Berserk. After all, again, one of the best players in this community. I should turn on the army blocker actually. But yeah, for everyone who just joined our stream, welcome to this New Year's tournament, and I hope you all are having a good start to 2025. And hello, Devil's Disciple. That's Devil. I remember you from last week's new player tourney. And yeah, congratulations to your win in the tourney as well, if I remember that right. But yeah, looks like the next one is Lizardmen versus Grand Cathay. Oh shit, that is gonna be rough for Cathay. Oh, because the last time I remember, the Dreadsaurian and Mazdamundi combo is still a pretty deadly combo there. That the Grand Cathay simply do not have anything to stop. They don't have any monstrous infantry to stop these kind of excessively large monsters that can push through normal sized cavalry. So yeah, this is gonna be quite rough for Cathay, and let's see if Skull here has what it takes to take down Sipa. Sipa, same as Berserk, one of the best players in the entire community. But yeah, just rewatch the mirror match. Cardinals aren't what they used to sell it. I think they have not been. Well, yeah, they do. They just. I think we've seen Carnosaurs fairly regularly. Like definitely more often than Warhammer 3, but they seems to appear more often in Warhammer 2, but nowadays you don't really see Carnosaurs because they seem to have struggled against anything except horse-sized models. So yeah, the attack animation as well, when they, I think that when they turn around and do the tail whip, they also expose their back to like enemy attacks and loses melee defense because they have their rear exposed. So that was not great. But yeah, let's see. Let's see if our opponent is ready, or are we just gonna keep watching CPA? No, our opponent Greenskins Civil War is still going on. The war is still ongoing, so yeah, we shall see what happens. Alright, looks like Skull is ready. Sipa is thinking. And, yeah, let's see if it's gonna be the Monday Zlak plus the Dressorian and Rev Crystal combo. I think it's still very hard for Cathay to beat that, because, even with the new DLC, I mean, I said new, but it's like a year ago with the Shadows of Change, they still don't have any monstrous mass to pin down Dressorians. Yeah. They do have the immune to psychology from the Jungle War Drum, which is really good for the peasants and all to just hold a little longer against enemy monsters, but other than that, I don't know. I don't think they can just stop. I mean, they can still definitely beat Lizardmen. I've seen it happen at some point over 2024 before, but yeah, it's gonna be rough, I would say. Yeah, it looks like Sipa is down to his last bit of gold, so let's just buckle up and be ready for the next battle. And the first round matches are almost done. Berserk and Incos are still going at it. Sego is going with Empire versus Kislev. Sego is funny enough. He specifically asked me to pit him against like an OP faction or a tough opponent. So I was like, okay, Rustle is a decent player, and he's playing Kislev. Kislev is not as I don't think it's as oppressive as it used to be, from what I heard. But yeah, but yeah, I think it's still fairly strong. So I just gave Segos, who is an Empire, and is also one of the top tier factions. I just gave him the Kislev opponent instead, and be like, yeah, let's just go fight that and see if you can take the win, or if you're gonna lose it out. But yeah, we shall see what happens here. And Sipa is still going with the army builds. Let's see what happens. But yeah, anyways, Blooming, any tips on army build? I find myself take the same-ish build every time. Yeah, it happens. I personally take the same-ish build. Not all the. Actually, my ogre build was basically a same-ish build. From Warhammer, ever since the start of Warhammer 3 to just before the new patch. It's always been like the same box style ogre build with double lead belchers, free max noveler infantry to screen enemies, and yeah, a couple man eaters, great weapons. I can't use that anymore because I can't actually sit back with the nobblers and waste the time and not charge my army ability. But I think there's a good reason to just go with the same-ish build when you're still starting with the multiplayer. Like, there is strength in repetition. Quoting one of the secret level episodes. It's like it's great for you to familiarize yourself with the army, with the basics. If you just play the same build every time. I mean, once you're familiar with the basics and you feel like, oh, you want to try something spicy, then you'll be more comfortable in diversifying your army builds and trying out new stuff and trying out different combinations and army builds. But yeah, there are certain the same build, usually it's just like there's a reason why we settle down on the same build. The build just proves to be reliable. It proves to be versatile and flexible enough to deal with different scenarios, and we're familiar with it, so we can actually maximize its potential because we know when to make what decisions with that build. Always take certain units on certain factions. Yeah, that's basically the same thing, right? Like, you're familiar with the unit, you know what they do, and you're better at like playing with it. But sometimes in my personal experience, you get bored playing the same thing again and again. So you be like, okay, I'm just gonna try something else and start moving on to like maybe you feel like playing a different build afterwards. But yeah, I feel like just there's not really any advice on army build. I mean, army build is a very complex matter. It decides basically 50% of your 50% of like your victory out of like your chances of victory. 50% relies on your skills as a player, and the other 50% relies on army building. And I think that basically warrants like a whole hour, at least an hour long video content just to talk about army builds. Human Boy has tried to simplify army build before and made a video out of it. I forgot what the link or what the title of the video is, but he made a video about it. So I think you should try and dig it up from his channel and have a look. But otherwise, it's I don't think I can slip in this kind of content within within the gaps between battle. That's just too much. That's just too complex for me to touch up on here. Yeah, can Ash play? Oh, you're MTK's turn. Luck plays a part as well. Okay, yeah, that's true. Sometimes RNG just doesn't go into your favor. But either ways, let's go into the army builds here. Grand Cathay going for a box build, and it's just peasant long spears and jade warrior box. They're just circling around on these grand cannons, plus a couple archers with one single Zhanggu war drum to provide that immune to psychology to nearby units. And in the skies, some flying units in the form of Onyx Crowmen, the Righteous Lances of Weijing, Onyx Crowmen, and leading the army, Lord Magistrate with a... where's the caster? Metal Alchemist caster with Final Transmutation and the melee attack buff of Alchemist Elixir of Poisons. Yeah, that is it for the Grand Cathay army build here. On the other side, for the Lizardmen, going with a full blob of... it's the quarter blob! Yeah, let's go! Everything is hidden, so the Grand Cathay can't actually shoot it. Those Onyx Crowmen need to fly over here ASAP, or at least try to scout out the enemy units. Otherwise they can't. Oh yeah, fly over to the... You can still see the quarter because it is not covered up with the Master of Sacred Places, which grants ground units nearby stalking. So all these ground units are unspottable. I mean, not unspottable, like are unseen for now. The Onyx Crowmen need to fly over here, spot those enemy infantry, and start hammering Mazamundi and the Thunderous One. Ancient Stagon Regiment of Renowned that can trigger lightning around him, but it is random though, so it might do friendly damage. But yeah, Grand Cannons are firing in, but they can only see the Quato, who is trying to juke right now, just dodging some shots, neutralizing some of those long shot effectiveness. Human Bow will make army guides for every single faction. Oh, oh shit, did he do the 13... Wait, no, that's the 24-hour stream. I have not checked his subscriber count, but yeah, I think he met his second subscriber goal, so yeah, that's why he's doing the army build guides. But yeah, definitely go and check out his video if you want army builds. Oh, Final Transmutation onto all these blobbed up troops, and a point blank Grand Cannon shots onto Mazamundi and the Thunderous One, but both of the Stagadons are plowing in while the Red Cresteds are moving in. But oh shit, this is bad. They are taking so much missile damage from the Grand Cannons and Archers right now. But here comes a bound banishment onto the Peasant Archers. There needs to be a ruination of cities going down somewhere along these Archers right now. Oh, lightning coming in from the Quato. That's a bound Thunderbolt. Uranon's Thunderbolt onto the enemy artillery, but missing here. And right now, Righteous Lances are jumping and trying to surround the Thunderous One, who is being healed up by an Apotheosis, while Lord Mastamundi and the Quato has breached the rest of the Grand Cathay defenses and are silencing the missile back line. And yeah, one of the Peasant Archers completely destroyed by the banishment. And yeah, both Peasant Archers actually. And here is that another... Ooh, that's a Chain Lightning. Another bound spell from the Quato here. and wrecking all these blobbed up peasant long spears, trying to just pin down and surround the Thunderous One. Right now, balance of power seems to be still Cathay favorite, because both Mazdamundi and the Thunderous One has taken quite a bit of damage from the nearby enemy attacks, but very patiently, Sipa waited till the box starts breaking before throwing in the Khorne into melee combat. Now these Khornes are breaching into the back line, trying to support the Quattro against the enemy infantry and a little bit of the flying units as well. Quattro now going rendezvousing with Lord Mazdamundi, who is not in a lot of melee threat. Like, there's a lot of anti-lodge with the peasant long spears, but the heavy armor of Lord Mazdamundi will mitigate a lot of the damage. Grand Cannon, one of them, both of them are still firing actually. Or at least they're still online. Not firing, but because of line of sight obstructions, but they're still online for sure. And but the Red Crested Skins are making good progress hacking through the Jade Warriors, even with their melee stat buffs from the Harmony effect. And the backline of the Grand Cathay is in a massive disarray. Khorne Spear Riders are flooding into the back to shut down the peasant archers there. They need to shut down those Grand Cannons as well, but seems like the single entities are close enough to just disrupt the Grand Cannon so far. One of the Grand Cannons has been routed away, while on the far side there are some skink skirmishers. Oh, I forgot to check out Sipa's army build. Thunderous One, Red Crested, and pretty much that's about it. And Khorne Spear Riders. Mazdamundi and the Thunderous One are fighting back to back. The Righteous Lances might have armor piercing, but that's a lot of single entity presence nearby, and they're absolutely getting stomped here with a lot of AP weapon strength. And the Red Crested is kind of bogging them down in melee, and they're also poisoned by the Red Crested. Now balance of power is swinging in the favor of the Lizardmen as the Grand Cathay missiles are being knocked out. And well, wait, did Mazdamundi not bring Ruination of Cities? But yeah, anyways, the Righteous Lances of Waging are getting trampled. Oh, he did bring Ruination of Cities. I just missed the cast. But yeah. Looks like Grand Cathay will be losing this one. I mean, their balance of power is still fairly close, but I don't see how they can shut down the triple single entities here, now that they basically lost all their armor-piercing damage output. The Righteous Lances are down to 8 models and almost no HP at all. Both Grand Cannons are offline, and there's only infantry to fight these large single entity monsters. One of them is just dropping lightning nearby all the time, getting some solid damage value and a lot of kills. And the collision attacks, don't forget about those, and can definitely trample these poor infantry. Red Crested are cracked now? Oh boy. I heard they're good, but I didn't realize they can actually beat a Cathay front line without any other melee help. Like, shit, man. These are Grand Cathay Jade Warrior halberds with Harmony boosting their melee stats, and they still broke through. Holy shit. that is no easy feat. But yeah, it looks like Lizardmen will be taking this one. Sipa advancing to the next stage. Balance of power is definitely in Lizardmen's favor, despite the damage value is so close, because the Lizardman has healing. Oh, Ruination of Cities, but there's not a lot of infantry to ruin anyways. But yeah, Lizardman has healing with Apotheosis. The Grand Cathay army does not have any healing whatsoever. So yeah, and now the Lizardmen are pulling ahead in damage value as the Grand Cathay army simply doesn't have any tools to stop the enemy double Stegodon rush and a Quattro stock blob, just to hide the melee units away from enemy artillery. Very nice combo from Sipa there, although unfortunately for Grand Cathay, that is going to be it. That is going to be GG. That is a victory for the Lizardmen once again. Versus Skull, I think. Yeah, Skull. Yeah, there we go. And I think my opponent is done. I sure hope they're done with their matchup. So okay, I'm fighting Berserk. I'm gonna be there in a sec. Was casting a battle. But yeah, looks like the Red Crested actually held their own against a harmony buffed line of Jade Warriors and long spears and start running down the enemy infantry with the help of the Terror from Lord Mazdamundi and the Stegodon and Quato. They're disrupting the enemy backline. All the missiles got shut down the moment Lord Mazdamundi and the Thunderous One plowed through the enemy infantry. As I said before, Grand Cathay just doesn't have the monstrous presence to pin down enemy monsters and stopping them from pushing into the missiles. Like Empire at least have mobile missiles that they can just move and shoot. Or maybe they can have Demigryph Knights with halberds to stop the enemy monsters. But Grand Cathay doesn't have any of those to counteract enemy monsters. All they have, the best bet is probably just to spam a bunch of Iron Hail Gunners, I would say. Hoping their burst damage is enough to take down the Lizardmen. Single entities. But yeah, Grand Cannons unfortunately just got shut down by Quato jumping on them and Lord Mazdamundi and the Thunderous One just pushing straight through. And very nice box busting from Sipa there. Getting some really solid work against the Grand Cathay. Like the Jade Warriors held on long enough to almost earn back their valor because they're fighting monsters most of the time, but the rest of the army just couldn't really fight against those kind of like massive HP pool single entity monsters. Anyways, I should go and fight Berserk now. Before they wait for me for too long. Yeah, I hope. Wait, hold on. Join with code. Oh, looks like their game crashed. I'll be joining them once they sort out their game. But other than that, yeah. Looks like everyone is going through their games properly. Siggles and Rusto are still duking it out. Empire versus Kislev. There might be a lot of kiting there, I feel like. We shall see. We shall see. Siggles is a really good player, Rusto as well, so anyone else playing against them would be a bit rough. ODM Dacta versus Kukinko and Nurgle. And it was a Slanesh versus Nurgle matchup, and it looks like Slanesh managed to get the win. And yeah, I feel like that's a bit of a cursed match. With Slanesh having complete control of the battlefield, actually. And Nurgle doesn't have any way to force the Slanesh army to engage. And just got Psycho Charged to death, probably. Made a bit of a mistake on that matchup. A little... Probably shouldn't have pit them together. But anyways, that is... What's done is done. We have to move on to the next battle. Which is our own battle. I fully expect Berserk to beat me here. So, let's try our best. Let's try our best. And see what happens. And yeah. Do I want to take the Wrathmongers? They are fairly strong right now. And what will Berserk take? That is a real question. I feel like I'm just gonna get kited to death here, isn't it? Let me just drop a couple of skull cannons to counter shoot. And Furies. I have a really bad feeling about getting kited to death here. So I'm just gonna spam units, I guess, and hope for the best. Like, Berserk is a really good player, and they are in the VM clan. No disrespect intended against VM, but they are a very strong. They are very well versed in kiting. So I mean, kiting is a very legitimate strategy for sure. I'm just worried that I won't be able to deal with it. So yeah, I guess I will just do that. Vokia Demon Shield, and it's gonna be a Spirit Leech Fest, isn't it? Either ways. Let's just try to screen the enemies, I suppose. Not much else we can do. Skull Cannon, maybe. Let's just bring a Hellforge Bellow or whatever the fuck. What else can we do to counter kiting? Max infantry, and then... Shall we bring some Forsaken? We're just gonna get beat, isn't it? You know. There's gonna be 4. I feel like there's gonna be like. I'm not bringing Minor Tools then. I'm just gonna bring a few Khorne Gores and call it a day or something. Yeah, I guess. Khorne Gores on the flanks, and then get some dogs. Get a dog in me. And yeah, I think that's about it. Whatever. Ashen. Alright, we ready. We're on 0 gold. Let's go. Yeah. We have stuff to fight their infantry, stuff to fight. We don't have stuff. Yeah, we kind of have stuff to fight their cavalry, so that's fine. We have some mobile units to screen enemy. The notorious Greenskin light cavalry. Khorne kite isn't too bad. I can go kite as well. I don't know. I feel like I don't have the micro to counter kite. That is berserk after all. So yeah, yeah. No, I don't feel like blood beasts are really fast if you're worried. They're also very light armored, so they can't catch the greenskin skirmishers. Especially the spider rider archers. They have poison, so the blood beast will be slowed down. So yeah, I don't feel safe bringing blood beast. Like, look, I'm just fully expecting to get kited to death here, man. I don't even expect much here. But like, if we are going into melee, maybe with Wrathmongers, I have a good chance to win. But either ways, that's gonna be it. But yeah, welcome everyone for joining this New Year tournament stream, and hopefully you are having a good start to 2025. And if you like my content and whatnot, please do consider hitting the like button for the video, for the live stream, and subscribe to my channel. To be fair, I feel like everyone who shows up on the stream is already subscribed. But yeah, do help. It would be great if you can just hit up the like button, and it will really help the algorithm and just help the channel grow as well. But yeah, that's enough for self promotion, I suppose. We shall wait for Berserk to get ready as well. Yep. Right, we ready. Looks like Berserk is also ready. Yeah, let's just get started. I was contemplating banning the Hellforge Bellowers, but then Sipa earlier messaged me suggesting me to like change some unit caps, but didn't mention anything about Hellforge Bellowers, so I was asking him, hey, whether you think Hellforge Bellowers is worth banning, and I personally think it isn't, because it's a strong unit, don't get me wrong, but it's not like completely broken. It still have like distinct weaknesses, like not giving it good quoting Sipa, not giving it good expensive targets to shoot, or just try to rush it down, especially with like single entities and the monsters, which it's not great at shooting. But otherwise, yeah, it's still a very strong unit, but I feel like it has a distinct enough weakness. It's not completely broken, and yeah, I feel like it's still playable in 20. As in, fair enough to be played in 20. Like, Khorne, literally, I think that, okay, actually, Khorne did receive a lot of good new tools in the new DLC. Oh, right, yeah, but, yeah, either ways. That is gonna be it for army builds. Right, we didn't bring Spear Slopney, whatever. Well, that should be fine. Just get a front line there. Get the Hellforge Bellower ready, so we can start shooting. And some mobility on both flanks to maybe just help deal with the enemy cavalry. Khorne stay on the flank, and you can just stay on the flank as well. Wrathmongers, yeah, just stay near the skull cannon in case there's anything who wants to go and screw with it. Yeah, I'm fully expecting Spirit Leeches and whatnot now, so yeah. Spirit Leech kite, I mean, against Khorne, probably the better bet is probably like just beat them up in melee, because Greenskins have so many melee attack buffs now. You can actually trade well into Wrathmongers if you have enough buffs on them. Ready as well. Good luck, have fun. I mean, okay, like. Now, normally in this tournament, I would try to line up. Oh wait, shit! What the fuck just happened? Stop! Hold on. Everyone hold. All right, cool. Start moving up now. Then, yeah. I came into this battle fully expecting Berserk to beat me in this one-on-one. However, by the off chance that I somehow managed to pull off a win, we might have, if Skarbrand continues to win all the way to finals, and then we somehow manage to win all the way into finals, we might actually have a Khorne mirror match here for finals. I think it's very unlikely, just saying, but I think if that happens, the fact that I managed to beat Berserk, I feel like like the Khorne mirror match deserves to happen at that point. But yeah, anyways, let's just see what happens here. Let's just go and start shooting at those blorks. Oh, there's a big squig. Okay, I guess Berserk isn't going full on try hard either. So okay, there's no Spirit Leech. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. I think we have a. Oh wow. Okay, that was a very unfortunate thing to happen there. A big miscast damage onto Warzak. Alright, let's just move up and see what happens here, and let's just keep shooting. I mean, we're not dropping down on the floor though. Okay, cool. Wrathmongers can now go and fight those guys, I guess. And I don't want to go in a tangle with the enemy cavalry just yet. We are obliterating the enemy infantry. As long as we stay back, we should be fine. Yeah, alright. Let's just send those hounds over to chase down the enemy skirmishers so that we can start screwing with their light cavalry kiting. But yeah, I'm glad Berserk isn't kiting me right now, but oh shit, this is gonna be rough. I'm not specialized in fighting orc boys and stuff here. Yeah, let's go and get those forest goblin spider riders. Alright, you guys can go and fight those. Wrathmongers should be able to deal with that, no problem. Yeah, marauders. Marauders are crumbling. Oh no! They are breaking! Oh no, they're gonna get locked down into that terrified stage routing while yeah, terrified and locked down into that routing stage. Yeah, that's not great. Let's just go in kite and Berserk very nicely microing some of the warhounds back into their own infantry, and yeah. Alright, don't terrify. Come on, get the unbreakable. Give me the unbreakable. I need it. Alright, there you go. Good boy. Alright, yeah, let's just go and kill those, I guess. And we're doing a lot more friendly fire to our own with the Hellforge Bellowers than actually doing damage to the enemies. Alright, let's just stand by. And yeah, they got the capture point, damn it. I don't really know where to fight right now. What the fuck, bro? Your accuracy is so shit. Full on dog crap. Alright, go charge that. Come over here to help, and yeah, let's just pull back some of these guys here, and Fleshhound go pull back. Warhounds pull back and all. Alright, keep fighting that. Just keep pinning down the enemy in the blob there, and so that Hellforge Bellowers can just keep firing into the blob and do things. Although we might have done more damage to our own selves than actual doing damage to enemy. That was not great. Not ideal. Alright, yeah, let's just chase them down. We have our infantry coming. Okay. Alright, let's pull back and let's move. Alright, we need to get out of there. Valkyria, don't die! Please don't die! Our Wrathmongers will have to carry this shit for us. Although things are not looking great for us for sure. We're getting dismantled. And Valkyria is trapped entirely. Alright, let's see if we can recharge it. Alright, Valkyria, get out of there! Get out of there! Alright. Wrathmonger still kind of stuck on these guys. Ooh, that was not great. Shoot the stone trolls. Alright, you have to go into melee somewhere. Alright. Kill those orc boys, I guess, so that we can have a little bit. Alright, go and try kill where is Zach here? And see if you can get a Lord Snipe or something out of it. I don't have a lot of hope in this though. Yeah. Managed to get their skirmish cav. The problem is that we don't have anything to get there. Well, get the rest of the things. So yeah, I think that is gonna be GG for us, honestly. Let's see. I mean, we still have the Wrathmongers who can probably try to carry the shit, but ooh, this is rough, man. This is rough. And yeah, I guess we can try and capture the point while Our opponent is a bit busy fighting Valkia over here. Okay, another few seconds before we get the... Alright, just get out of there. Oh, big hit. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Nobody told me this freaking giant oversized squig is that strong. What the fuck? Alright, let's just recharge the Orc Boys there and send in our Hellforge Bellowers and hopefully get some damage done. And, alright, try and get some damage here and deal with the... Yeah, deal with everything in there. I feel like even if we manage to win the fight, they can still kite us to death, so that is not great. Yeah, let's just go and kill the stone trolls while we can. And Wrathmongers are taking damage. And they're starting to lose models as well, which is not great for us at all. Alright, everyone just get a little bit of a attack boost, I suppose. Not that we have much else to do here. And everything is just dying. Great. Turn that on while the Wrathmongers continues to fight. I probably should have turned on the Relentless Rage instead because they're losing models and they're losing it fast. Everything starts breaking, and I think that is gonna be GG. Oh, I forgot about these Marauders over on the far side. That was a big mistake, but yeah. It was not a close fight. Not even close. Look at how strong. I honestly don't know what else I can do here. I guess I probably should have brought some Minos here. But yeah, I definitely played a little too passively. Just kind of waiting Berserk to charge me. I mean, we deleted their Black Orcs, but that's basically the most damage we've done. And we have nothing to deal with the Board Cavalry. Yeah. Yeah. That was unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I mean, I catch one I catch one of the skirmishing cavalry, but that's about it. And okay, the Orc Board Cavalry actually didn't do that much. It's mostly this Colossal Squig, which I have nothing to counteract, by the way. Definitely should have probably brought 1 or 2 Minotaurs, maybe cut out the Chaos Warhounds, and instead just take the... Cut out 2 Warhounds and 1 Fury and bring at least 1 Minotaurs on my side. Wrathmongers did good damage and earned back their worth, but that's about it. And Valkia, Valkia just really sucks when she gets surrounded. So I don't know why, but she really sucks when she deals with more than one entity at the same time. Yeah. It's like her trailer is it's a perfect representation of what she does. Just get beaten up by more than one combatant. But yeah, the Axe of Burpa, surprisingly good here. I have no idea why, but it did well. It just chilled through my Valkia's HP bar like it's nothing. But yeah, I guess the anti-infantry bonus really helped. And yeah, surprising performance from the Axe of Burpa here. Minos might get shot to death. Yeah, that was a pretty risky take if I bring a Mino, but I feel like if I have Furies and Flesh Hounds, I probably could have kept them safe from enemy skirmishers. But yeah, it's gonna be rough. Like yeah. The Black Orcs. Oh, Berserk just gave. I forgot to check out the damage value of the Black Orcs. One of them got 25 value. Berserk just gave me a screenshot of that. That's what you get. That's what you get for bringing. For bringing elite infantry against our skull cannon. Yeah, Slaughter God for Colossal and Cav. Actually, that might be a good idea, but they are also infantry size, so they can't actually stop the monster from pushing through them. Like, they can do damage, but they will also get just pushed through by the monsters and then just get outran. Well, yeah, Slaughter God is probably still a good call. But yeah, that is going to be our run here. Like, one game. That's about it. But now that means we can focus on casting games. Unfortunately, Scarbrand got beat by oh no, by Dwarfs. That is a rough one. Actually, I need to go back into the same. No, no, they left the lobby. Okay, never mind then. Okay, I need to go and ask around and see. Okay, it looks like Sipa is once again ready with another lobby. Sipa definitely a strong contender of the champion of this tourney. But wait, is their lobby even on? Okay, let's see if anyone has a. Oh, they're probably in a game already. Okay. Man, Sickles and Russell finally finished their game. Got them. But Gentle Rat is now duking it out with Sickles and Russell. I feel like okay. Let's see if we can find any. Do we have any free lobbies? No. Okay, nothing. Okay, that is definitely not a free lobby. Yeah, we don't have any free lobbies yet. So, wait, no, that's probably Berserk's lobby. We just left that. Okay, let's just jump back again. And yeah, we are back here and wait for Pigman to show up, I suppose. Pigman has won their Wood Elf Civil War, the Wood Elf Mirror match, and actually won the Dark Elf match as well. And now it is Wood Elf versus Greenskins. Greenskins definitely one of the stronger factions in the meta right now with all their new tools. Especially, I really like the addition of Gorbad, Ironclaw, just because he is such a great supportive lord. Like you might have already seen my gameplay, the replay video with like the Black Orcs getting buffed to 11. Just from all those sheer amount of melee buffs, and there's just and also Human Boy's melee buff video about like the Greenskins in general. But he's I just really like the Omens of Destruction's like direction of the new characters. Like before we have a lot of like direct damage abilities, like or AoE damage abilities. Like before, like the characters do things, but they don't. They do the things themselves, but they don't help their armies to do things. When we look at Yuanbo, he is a very like damage focused lord with like damaging abilities and execution ability. And then we look at Changeling. He's not exactly supportive. He's more like he can be anything, so he's not really specialized in supporting his army either. Then we have what else? We also have that's Shadows of Change. That's Singe. Oh, there's also Kislev, and yeah, like there's also the hack Ostankia. She's also like a caster with a lot of damaging, like mostly focusing on damage as well because of the Spirit Bear, the bombardment, like her spirit missiles, and then her spell casting abilities as well. There's like supporting spells in the lore of the hag, but not a lot. It's definitely not a spell focused on damage, I don't think. And then we have what else? Omens of Destruction. Okay, yeah. Malachi Morkaisen, he is a supportive lord, but he doesn't support his army by buffing their melee stats or buffing their melee like their combat performances. He supports his army by healing war machines, or more specifically, healing freaking thunder barges. And then in the same DLC, we also have the very damage focused Carmine Dragon with the Carmine Dragon's master Elspeth. There a lot of damaging from the Lore of Death. Like there's the past DLCs are mostly focusing on like damaging abilities, doing damage, doing all the work with the lords. But in this new DLC, a lot of the tools here are more designed to support and help the army, help their units to do better in battle instead of doing the battle themselves. So, which is something I really like about the DLC. Like, like you can actually try to synergize the characters with your army. And I'll be posting like an army build video with like Yetis. I call the build Gold Digger Yetis just because the Yetis really do love gold in that army build. And yeah, hopefully we'll be dropping it. I think I'll be dropping it next week, since I'll be going on pretty much like a traveling for the next 2 months, or mostly staying with family and stuff. I won't be in front of my PC, or I won't be in the same time zone as I'm right now, so I won't be posting content as frequently. I'll still try to keep like a consistent, at least once a week upload, but that's about it. And yeah, next week I've got a meme army build video to drop, so if you want to check out some unusual or a non-meta army build, do keep an eye out on my channel and stay tuned. But yeah, looks like War God YT. Wait, don't tell me Pigman actually started a YouTube channel here. I would be curious. Okay, I have no idea which it. I don't think he did. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he did. So, yeah, it's probably... The YT is just there to be there. Instead of actual YouTube. Never mind. Never mind. My mistake. But yeah. Yeah. Let's see. He's Howard. No army blocker, I honestly don't care. I don't think Berserk cares enough to... Like, I don't think Berserk is the kind of dishonorable opponent that will peek at my army selection screen earlier on my end. Like for players, for players I'm spectating, I'll put up an army blocker just for the fairness to both players. But for myself, I trust you guys enough to not care, and two, I'm fine with losing against Berserk anyways, and thirdly, I don't think Berserk is the kind of opponent that would peek the screen or anything, so yeah. Yeah. Blood Beast, Gabran lost to Gold Trick, unfortunately. Well, no more Khorne in this tournament, sad. David, hello David, welcome back. Greenskins is definitely not an easy faction. Slaughter God for Colossal and Cap. Oh, yeah, we touched upon that before, so I'm not gonna talk about it again. I feel like two very strong contenders for the finals here are Berserk and Sipa here. Sipa is all the way into semifinals now, just waiting for Rusto versus Dagda to finish their match, and we have Pigman versus Berserk here, and then we can go on to watch Gotrek Starbreaker versus Berserk. It's gonna be a grudge match if that. Oh wait, no, Pigman is still a decent player and he still have a chance to win. Actually, I shouldn't ignore that. Actually, all right. Let's just look at the army builds here. Looks like the Wood Elves here are going with a very mobile and melee focused build. Yes, we do have the army blocker off, so we should be fine. Front line of Dryads with a second line of Eternal Gods guarding the Glade Gods, so a lot of guards. And that's a lot of Glade Gods. What? Holy shit. 5, 6? That's a lot of missiles. Holy shit. Starfire Shafts, and Hackbane Tips. Hackbane Tips, that's like a whole 7 units of... Hold on a second. Can you even bring that many Glade Gods? Shit, let me just check. Can you bring that many Glade Gods? What the variant, so you can bring 8, so that's fine, actually. You can actually bring 8 max, so yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They're variants, they're not the same. Okay, never mind. I overreacted there. So a shit ton of firepower. Yeah, I am actually scared of this Wood Elf build if I have to rush this. But we shall see here. Maybe maybe Berserk should be able to deal with it. We shall see, we shall see. Leading the army is a Spellweaver of high magic with only Arcane Unforging to stop the enemy ability and spell casting. And they even brought Blessing of the Ancients. This is a map with a lot of forests, as you can see here. So they're just gonna drop that Spellweaver into some kind of woods and start regenerating magic, which will come in very, very handy. They even have channeling staff too. Oh, nice combo actually. To reduce the cooldown of themselves to just keep spamming Arcane and Forging to deny enemy abilities. Wild Riders there for mobility, and yeah, that's about it for that's a lot of Wild Riders as well. But yeah, that's about it for the Wood Elves. For the Greenskins, front line of Goblin Spears, second line of Orc Boys, and leading the army Warzak here, supported by the Rucklugs Armored Orcs to provide some armored firepower. They're just gonna get sniped, but they're just gonna get shot to death by the Glade Gods. I mean, if they recklessly rush into the enemy range, but if they cautiously stay away, they can probably pepper down the Eternal Gods and Dryads. Orc Bower begins, Broken Tusk Mob with their additional melee stats, and I think that's about it for... Oh, they have Encourage. Okay, that's interesting. But yeah, Forest Goblin, Spider Rider Archers, and some Vanguard deployed Spider Riders, melee ones. And one single Acid Burper once again from Berserk. Ooh, I am a bit worried about the Acid Burper. That's a lot of Archer, so that is not going to be great for those large single entities here. Oh, there's one Snotling Pump Wagon. Berserk is definitely going a bit meme with with the Snotlings here then. Yeah, we shall see what happens here, but the Wood Elves are setting up around the capture point. So Greenskins will have to rush in and try to break through and wrestle the control of the capture point away from the Wood Elves. But this is going to be easier said than done for sure. Dryads are no slouch in melee combat. They can definitely beat the Goblins with spears. Looks like the Goblin Skirmishing Cavalry will have to back the hell away from the Glade Gods, being outranged and outnumbered. Yeah, they're not gonna like that at all. So yeah. We are just gonna chill here. Dryads are standing still, just kind of holding position, while the Greenskins are slowly approaching the Wood Elf position there. I think Berserk tried to deploy on the right flank, but either he forgot that the capture point is on the left, or he is just trying to predict that the Wood Elves are on that side and try to rush them. But looks like the Wood Elves have captured the point there and will be retreating behind. And we are on... Oh, Pigman is going to do some corner camping. We are on Conquest Mode, so it is legal to corner camp, by the way. And yeah, Pigman is just using the white line to his own advantage. Now, I mean, we are not on land battles anymore, so again, white line camping is completely legal, and yeah, it's just unfortunately CA just set the conquest point very close to a white line. It should have been in the middle of the battlefield, if anything, but yeah. So Wood Elves will be camping the white line, so anything that tries to capture the point will get shot to bits by all those Glade Gods. Rucklugs Armored Trolls try to approach the enemy formation, but the Glade Gods are already firing back, quickly dropping a few models on their side, and they will be forced to pull back. And yeah, Berserk will try to do a bit of encirclement, but again, it's the white line is right behind, and the Wild Riders and Glade God, so you can't actually encircle the enemy formation. But let's see if Berserk can get through this. We shall see. But yeah, I feel like Berserk not deploying right in front of the conquest point is already a big mistake. That gave Pigmen all the time they need to maneuver over to the other side of the conquest point, capture it, and then just move the entire army to the white line. But yeah, nice kiting from Berserk though. Warzak here dropping in a Gaze of Mork and doing some nice damage to the Eternal God, dropping like 28 models of them. Now, normally I would condemn white line camping in like a normal land battles, but I think this white line camping scenario, yes, it is a bit exploitative on the white line, but I feel like this is kind of more or less on Berserk's side for letting the Wood Elves to just camp like that. Because they did not try to contest the capture point by deploying close to it. Anyways, very nice effigy of the Git here. Wild Riders advancing out of their formation, trying to just jump on these Orc boys, but getting pinned down by Warsag's bound ability, well, not bound ability, but his unique item there, and now being caught by some Orc boy Biggins with a Fist of Guard punching through their physical resistance and whatever melee defense they have, getting that 24 attack and defense boost. And of course, don't forget about the Bonewit Staff. Oh wait, no, Warsag does not have Bonewit Staff, but either ways, very nicely done by Berserk. One problem with deploying close to the white line is that your troops are also very close to the white line, and that means you might not be flanked, but you can certainly be routed off the white line super fast if you're not careful. Like just like that, the Wild Riders right next to the white line just run straight to the white line and got off the map. So there goes one unit of the Wild Riders. Now these Wild Riders try to countercharge into the Broken Tusk mob. Yeah, they're fucked. They don't have a lot of armor piercing, and against an armored boy cavalry, they are, and also anti-large, they are not having a great time. But overall, the Glade God line are holding, as the Greenskins try to clash into Dryads and whatnot and got quickly dispatched. The mobility on this side as well, even the Axe of Burpa, it just got annihilated by the Glade God 5 power, and all these Forest Goblin Spider Riders trying to disrupt the enemy archers have been shut down as well. There's still some Spider Rider archers nearby. Maybe they can provide some aid to this little to run down these archers over here, but overall a big loss for the Greenskins side as well, as they just lose a bunch of Spider Rider mobility. They really need to do something about these Wood Elf archers, as at least one of the Orc Boy Biggins are in and shut down some Glade Gods. But there are just so many Glade Gods standing shoulder to shoulder, firing in on whatever Greenskin units charging into the fray. Now, the Greenskins are indeed breaking through some of the Wood Elf defenses. This flank here, the Eternal Guards, are just not in position to stop the enemy from pushing in, but overall, the Greenskins' mobility suffered a lot of losses here, especially the losses from those, Spider Riders running off the map. But finally, Spider Rider archers are jumping onto the Glade Gods at the back there, as the Dryads have, bringing so many archers also means that you can't bring a lot of the, melee units, and that means there are less resources you have available to protect your range assets. And as a result, some of the Spider Riders are able to slip through the front line and jump onto the Glade Gods at the back. Now, Pigman is throwing in some tattered Wild Riders to save them, and I think they should be able to succeed here, as the Broken Tusk mob and the first Goblin Spider Rider archers are gonna just run straight off the map, which are more heavy losses for the Greenskins there. And I think Greenskins might not have enough to pull through this one. A lot of their units are kind of just breaking, while the Wood Elves are regrouping. A lot of their units are just standing strong. Like, they have taken damage, don't get me wrong, but Eternal Gods and Glade Gods have decent enough leadership that they will just hold still and hold position. And yeah, that is gonna be GG. That is Incarns. It's the fault of CA for making such an obviously bad map. Yeah, I agree. But then when you get dealt a bad hand, the best you can do is just make the most out of it. And I think Berserk didn't get to do that. Like, both sides could have exploited that. I mean, we can't. Oh, I think I tapped enter once too many times, and it just jumped me out of the army performances. But yeah, both sides could have exploited the map to their advantage here. And if they did, if they both attempted a similar strategy, I think Berserk and Pigman would be on a quite even footing. But because Berserk deployed so far away from the conquest point, just not contesting it the moment the battle started, that basically sealed his fate, because he allowed Pigman to use that strategy. And Pigman just played the game very optimally and managed to get the win because of that. I think this is where, I think Berserk overall, from the gameplay I've seen in Berserk overall, just from the past record, is probably still a better player in general, but in this particular battle, strategy-wise, Berserk lost. And again, this map is completely neutral. Both sides could have exploited this little gap, or exploit this design issue, or at least could have denied the opponent from exploiting this issue. But but Berserk did not choose to do so, and that is basically the biggest reason he was in an uphill battle the most of the time in the combat. And I think I mean, the map isn't optimal, but I think that is still a fair fight. Anyways, that is enough for me talking about what is a fair fight or what is not. Let's see if we have another battle to check out right now. Is Rusto still duking it out with Dactor? Oh, no. But yeah, Pigman will be advancing to the semifinals, and we will be jumping into the lobby to check out Gotrek versus him, I believe. Let's see if we have a lobby anywhere. CPA will have to wait a bit more because, well, their opponent just started their next. Yeah, just start. Wait, 15. Doctor, I don't know if you knew this, but Grey Mountain Stable's the point is on the far side of the map, so you can white line camp while holding the point low. Yeah, I didn't realize that before I chose the map. I just randomly generated the map, but again, like both players could have tried to yeah, I feel like the more time I spent on talking about this, the more time I spend on talking about this, the more it feels like I'm dunking on Berserk, but absolutely in no intention on my end. I definitely was not trying to dunk on any player here, but I'm just trying to explain what I feel on like the tactics of the map here. But yeah, basically both players can contest the conquest point, and both players definitely should be doing that. And if you don't, then you're giving your opponent a big advantage. Anyways, I should stop talking about the same thing again and again, and let's move on to the next battle here. Pigman versus Russell and Dactor is done. Yeah, I'll probably have to take away Grey Mountain Stable in the future of the tournament, though. In future tournaments, just because it doesn't seem to be optimal for like a more land battle experience here. All right, I'm just gonna take it out. I didn't realize the Grey Mountain Stables had this issue before, so that definitely was on my end as well. The mistake was also on my end as well for assigning this map to the tournament, but I'll just take it out from my map list, and we won't be seeing that in the future unless somebody's told me Grey Mountain Stable is yeah, then somebody tells me Grey Mountain Stable's capture point is moved to the middle, then we can probably bring it back in. But yeah, there are a few maps like that. Oh, ouch, that kind of hurts then. Well. Hi there, thanks for the tournament and boost engagement. Thank you for joining my tournament and joining the stream as well. I hope you enjoy this tournament. And yeah, yeah, I hope, Doctor, you listen to my, yeah, actually I was just responding to him on Discord. While we wait for the players to get ready. Let me just get the blocker on. And wait for the players to get ready as well. Yeah, we shall see what happens. Oh, this is a cursed matchup for the Wood Elves ever since Warhammer 2. Like, this is pretty dang cursed. Not gonna lie, with all the rangers and stuff that like the dwarves can outshoot, rangers, quarrelers that the dwarves can outshoot the Wood Elves with, this is definitely rough for the Wood Elves. But yeah, let's see if Pigman can figure out a good idea to deal with this matchup. Nightrun and Deadwood are other two off the top of my head. In that case, I don't know if it's worth taking those maps out of, like, if it's like a regular appearance, like that's just gonna take a lot of maps out of the map pool. And I don't know if it's worth like taking them out of the map list. It's probably best to just let the players contest it. Just bear in mind that the conquest point is close to the edge of the map and contest it right at the beginning of battle. So neither player can just quickly capture the point and move to the other side and move to corner camp. I feel like that might be the more optimal way to do it. But yeah. See, I definitely shouldn't have put the capture point next to the corner though, because the whole point of the capture point is to prevent corner camping and draw kiting and all that. And that defeats the damn point. Like, what even the hell, man? But yeah, the maps are sometimes pretty rough, but oh well, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, like, I don't want to take out too many maps away. Like, if I take out one map, I should take out the other maps as well with the same problem. And if I take out too many maps, we will have a very, very limited map pool to play with. And I don't want to do that. So I think I'll just keep the maps on in the map list. So we might still run into the same issue in the future, but it is what it is. And yeah, the Dowie versus Widow. Right. So both players, damn, 22 participants. Yeah, we do have a lot of players dropping in today's, signing up for today's tournament, for the first tournament of the year, and I'm very glad everyone just showed up. I'm really appreciate everyone for showing up to the tournament and to the stream. We haven't breached 30 on our own. We haven't breached 30 concurrent viewers on our own. Like, we had 30 plus viewers before, because thanks to raids from Human Boy and Tequila Sunset, but for events we organize on our own. I think this is the first in a while, actually. So really appreciate anyone who show up to either the tournament or to the stream or to both. And yeah, anyways, let's look at the army builds. The Dwarfs are trying to corner camp, but this time the capture point is right in the middle of the map, so I don't think it's possible to corner camp. I feel like they're just deploying resources on the edge of the map instead. But yeah, anyways, for the army builds on both sides, Wood Elves going for Weight Watchers and a lot of war dances, and once again, almost wait, no, that's not almost max Glade Guard. That is indeed max Glade Guard. So 3 war dancers, 8 Glade Guards, and 2 Weight Watchers. So a lot of firepower from the Wood Elves. In the skies, we have a Spellweaver of Dark Magic with Blade Wind and Chill Wind. The Chill Wind is a really nice spell against Dowie because of the 100% armor piercing. There's also a First Dragon to do some aerial disruption and just to drop in and just shut down enemy missiles. For the Dowie here, we can't really see clearly what is in there and what is not. Dwarf Warriors and then a ton of Rangers. Yeah, just regular Rangers, 1 Ulthos Raiders and 1 Grim Dwellers. They for some reason have Frenzy, but I feel like that's like the most useless thing on a ranged unit. I guess they have heavy enough armor that with the Frenzy they can beat enemy like Cavalry and Skirmisher, but I guess I don't feel like it's a very useful trait on a ranged unit. But either ways, it is a Regiment of Renown with a shotgun, so they can be quite strong if they get the shots onto the right target. In the skies, we do have some Brimstone guns and Gyrocopters. These guys are going to be the prime target of enemy archer fire, so we shall see if they can survive against the enemy anti-air fire and a full front line of Longbeards and Dwarf Warriors, actually. I talked about the Dwarf Warriors, but I did not talk about the Longbeards. As long as you don't have Black Ark and Pits of Izar in the pools, it's not too bad. Yeah, I accidentally put Black Ark in one of the 20s earlier, in 2024. I immediately removed it after looking at the map, and I was just horrified by the layout of the freaking map. So yeah, no more Black Ark, no more Black Ark. We are not doing that at all. But yeah, anyways, Gyrocopters are trying to get close to enemy formation, but they do have to be careful because the Glade Gods are closely approaching nearby, and the Weight Watchers are also unleashing a turret of AP fire, already doing some really good work against the Gyrocopters. They need to pull the hell out of there before they get shot down by all those AP fire. There is a single unit of bolt throwers at the back there, trying to shoot at the enemy archers, but I don't think that is a good target here. They need to use the rangers to counteract the enemy archers, the Way Watchers instead. Anyways, dwarf warriors and longbeards are moving up, and rangers are getting some good work done onto the Way Watchers, who are a bit too busy shooting at range armored infantry with shields. So all these Glade Guards, Way Watchers are just shooting at shielded infantry, not doing a whole lot of work, while the rangers getting some really good damage done onto the Way Watchers. A Blade Wind onto the rangers. Blade Wind doesn't have a lot of armor piercing, but perfectly designed to take out blobbed up infantry like these. Rangers in a really blocky formation. Also a really good breath attack from Pigman as well, taking out those rangers. War Dancers jumping onto the Longbeards, having their Shadows Coil turn on. This might not seem like a great option generally, but normally War Dancers with their bonus versus infantry and decent enough melee attack stats, they should be able to overpower normal infantry. Now, again, normal infantry. These are Longbeards. These guys have 48 melee defense, and even with the anti-infantry bonus, the War Dancers can't breach their defenses. So they are just holding down the enemy front line without doing a whole lot in return, while taking a lot of attrition damage in combat. In the skies, the Spellweaver has been pushed back by the enemy missiles here, Oathless Raiders and the Grim Dolphers. And this is where, oh shit, sorry, I should stop double clicking. But yeah, this is where the lack of melee infantry really hurts the Wood Elves. Right now, the shielded Dwarf Warriors are just pushing in, driving back the Glade Guards, and the Glade Guards are just trying to run for their lives, being attacked, being pushed back by the Dwarf Warriors and all that, unable to fire efficiently, while leaving the War Dancers duking it out against the Longbeards. War Dancers really... they decided to turn on the Woven Mist, trying to mitigate some of that missile damage coming in from the Rangers, but I don't think that matters. Oh, another nasty breath attack from the Forest Dragon, blasting at either unit of Rangers. The Rangers are now extremely tattered from being breathed on by the, well, bad breath of that Forest Dragon. Now the Rangers are sitting back while the Dwarf Warriors are pushing, driving back the Glade Guards, and buying some time for the Dwarf Warriors over here to just capture the point and control that victory location. Now, Pigman is trying to disperse his archers there, just pushing them back to some multiple locations so that they can start sit back and crossfire onto these pursuing Dwarf infantry. Dwarf is overextending a bit, I think. Maybe, but I think they had to overextend. They cannot afford to let these Glade Guards to sit back and shoot at their main formation, and they need that victory point. So they are overextending, yes, but they kind of have to do it. At least Dragon Slayer would not be afraid of overextending, because these are just ranged infantry. They can't really threaten him in any way. And if the monsters try to intercept him, they were just gonna get chopped to bits by the anti-large. Bonus, gyrocopters are flying over. They need... oh, they are brimstone guns, so they have flamethrowers to burn down the archers. But the archers are moving in and perhaps trying to shoot them down. So they are quickly juking back and forth and maybe trying to fall back as well. All the rest of the dwarf infantry are pushing forward. A very nicely played from both players. Like, I would say Pigman had a little bit of advantage in the missile in the early game, but then Gotrek did a really nice Dwarf Warrior push to just drive back the enemy fire support, leaving the War Dancers stranded in melee without any fire support, and then take out the War Dancers and then capture the victory point. Now the Dwarfs are pushing back using their Rangers. They're tattered, but they still have some firepower left to whittle down on those Starfire Shafts and Hackbane Tips. I'm not quite sure where the... oh, the Way Watchers are here. They have been driven back by the shielded Dwarf infantry as well, while the Rangers are just having more time to just keep shooting, peppering down the enemy archers. And the gyrocopter is eating a bunch of missiles in the face, but they actually got close enough to drop some bombs. And these Starfire Shafts have been routed while the Dwarf infantry continues to push. Balance of power is in the middle now. Still dead middle for some reason, despite you can see a little bit of a damage advantage on the Dwarf side. But yeah, I feel like Gotrek might have this one. He has a better control over the battlefield. But it's still anybody's game, because I'm not entirely sure how this Forest Dragon can be dealt with by the Dwarfs. Actually, the Grim Dolphins and the Oathless Raider, that might be the best option here. And on top of that, Malachi Makaisen I've been ignoring him actually. He has been just consistently poking at the Forest Dragon, getting some nice damage done. He is a Footlord, so he is not taking too much damage from those archer line. just standing still and keep firing while he himself is getting shot, but he's fine. While the rest of the dwarf infantry continues to drive back the enemy archers. This is why it's really tough to play against the dwarves as the wood elves, since the wood elves can't really trade into rangers and quarrelers well, because the rangers and quarrelers have shields and the Glade Gods and Way Watchers do not. And yeah, that might be that. I feel like that might be it for the wood elves, perhaps. Yeah, on the far side, the Dragon Slayer managed to catch some Glade Gods, and that means the Glade Gods can't shoot back, allowing the Brimstone Guns to fire some volleys and burn down the Glade Gods. And before the Spellweaver comes in to catch these Brimstone Guns in melee, they quickly back the hell out of there, allowing the Rangers to just push her off once again with the anti-air fire. While the rest of the Dwarf Warriors continue to get kited, but not really kited per se, but just keep pushing, driving back those Starfire Shafts and Way Watchers. And every single shot of the Way Watchers going into the Miners and Dwarf Warriors is actually a win for the Dwarves. Once again, very nice spell casting though from Pigman, consistently just whittling down the Rangers and the enemy infantry with Blade Wind and Chill Wind. Using the Chill Wind Armor Piercing to whittle down the pursuing Dwarf Warriors and just slow them down as well. But unfortunately, this is just too much of a disaster matchup for the Wood Elves. Unfortunately. And now the bolt throwers are holding the point. They're just capturing the point now. Glade Gods might be able to just drive them back, but there are still a lot of these Rangers and Grim Delvers nearby to push them back. So I don't know. I feel like the Dwarves have this one. The little bit of Starfire Shafts coming in, trying to get some shots onto the Brimstone Guns, probably isn't enough here either. Just gonna get shot up and burnt down by the Brimstone Guns and pushed back. And yeah, that's probably gonna be it. Oh, these are just the Steam Gun Gyro Bombers. That's not even the Gyrocopters, not bombers. Gyrocopters. I really don't like Pigman's build very much though. I don't think Pigman has enough deep range DPS to take out Gotrek at this point. Yeah, I don't think so either. Like maybe the Dragon, if he can get a good charge and a good breath attack onto these Grim Dwellers and Oathless Raiders, maybe they still have a chance. The problem, ooh, nice breath attack though. One last breath attack onto the Grim Dwellers, and that did a ton of damage. But that means there's still the Oathless Raider free to fire, and they're just whittling down the health of the Forest Dragon. Grim Delvers also firing the last volley here. That one last defiant last stand before terror routing away. But yeah. But now suddenly the Oathless Raider are completely exposed to the enemy infantry because the Dwarf Warriors have been extending the whole time, trying to just drive back the enemy archers. Now the backline is completely exposed for the Dowie. And the Grim Delvers will be chased down by the Starfire Shafts, but here comes the Brimstone Guns. Oh wait, no, these are just regular gyros. Coming in to probably drop a bomb attack. Yeah, drop a bomb attack here, but then that puts them right in front of the point blank range of these archers and get shot up. And now suddenly Pigman is trying to make a comeback, and he is breaking off all those Oathless Raiders and Grim Dwellers, despite taking so much damage from them on the Forest Dragon. Really nicely done by Pigman's counter attack here. Suddenly all these Glade Gods are going into melee mode. I'm not sure if they're entirely going into melee mode, but they're definitely in melee distance, rushing in. Breaths and spells have been good though, yeah, for sure. They did so much damage to the blocky formation of the Dwarfs. But I feel like it's still going to be an uphill battle here for the Widows, but they still are not out of it. Though Malachi has almostly taken out the Forest Dragon, and I think he would just keep hanging back and keep poking at the Forest Dragon until he dies. The archers, though, of the Widows are occupying more portions of the battlefield, as they have mostly whittled down the main force of the Dowie. Oh no, actually there are still a couple of Dwarf Warriors nearby, and they're ready to come back and help out. Long beards even. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be rough for the rest of the Widows, as they're running out of archer fire. Yeah, they're running out of archer fire, especially on the armor piercing department, where there are still some Way Watchers and Glade Gods, Hackbane Tips trying to shoot down Malika Makaizen, but there's just maybe a bit too many infantry for the Wood Elves to contest at this point. Dwarf Warriors will hold in combat. Oathless Raiders are still shooting, and some tattered Glade Gods and Way Watchers probably won't be enough to change the battle outcome. Oh, nice Blade Wind once again, whittling down the enemy infantry formations. Again, Pigman's spellcasting was really on point today. just ruining the forces of Dawi, especially ruining their archer line with the Blade Wind and whittling down slowly but steadily whittling down the armored infantry with Chill Wind, and also slowing down their advance as well. But there are just too many shielded infantry on the field, I feel like, and the archers are not gonna be able to contest that. I feel like the Glade Gods should just jump into melee combat with the Blood Flurry crew even, just to get the point over here. Because the Dawi are slowly reaching, are steadily getting those victory points and are almost there in terms of victory tickets. Oh, that is a risky play from the Spellweaver. Is she trying to jump on Malachi? Yes, she is, but she took some big damage from Malachi there. But Malachi also took some big damage. She is quite fragile without much armor, and the Longbeards are rushing in trying to save the Leash Lord. But another strike from the... Oh no, the Spellweaver missed that shot. More Archer Fire is coming in, trying to whittle down the Longbeards and Malachi himself. Oh, okay, I think that might be it for Malachi, because the Forest Dragon itself is coming in, jumping Malachi in melee. Missing the hit though. Knocking over Malachi, but missing the hit. That was a brutal miss. And it might decide the game here. This engagement might decide the game for the battle, because Malachi goes down, and that might lead to some leadership issues. Not a whole lot, because these Dwarf Warriors are still holding on strong, but Glade Gods are being chased down. But yeah, overall, this might lead to some leadership issues for these tattered Dwarf Warriors and Miners. You can see their leadership, their flags are flashing right now. But will that be enough to turn this one around? If the Wood Elves can maybe get army losses, maybe they still had a chance. But the problem is that they don't have much time left. Roughly a minute and a bit before the victory tickets fills up for the Dawi army. They're quickly breaking all these Dwarf Warriors here, and even Longbeards are wavering, but they're immune to psychology. So terror from the Forest Dragon isn't going to work here, while the Longbeards continues to chip away the health of the Forest Dragon. And yeah, I think that might be it for the Wood Elves, despite their valiant effort to put up a good fight. As they just do not have enough to finish off the rather stubborn Dawi. Now that they're even down to pretty much the last bit of their battlefield, their lord is dead. There's no hero support. The Dragon Slayer has long since died throughout like mid-late stage of the game. But down to the last 40 seconds, if there is a terror route coming in and suddenly everything routes on the Dawi end, maybe the Wood Elves can still pull it back, but I think that is not going to happen here, as the Dwarf Warrior is still very stable in terms of leadership, are just moving over to the capture point, making sure that they will hold down the capture point to the last Dawi standing. Did we just watch the same game? Dawi you aren't getting any isolated targets when you play against Gotrik's Dwarfs. Actually, I feel like not necessarily. I mean, Gotrik did spend all his melee troops trying to push back the enemy archers, and that means they're actually isolated units at the back line there, exposed to the charge of the Glade Gods. A very nice battle from both players there. Oh shit. All right, I'm gonna have to go into the replay file to save this replay, because I might want to cast this. Like, as far as a bad matchup goes, this battle is actually super close. I feel like this could have been anyone's game if not for the capture point. So yeah, GG to both Gotrek and Pigman, and we shall move on to either semifinals if they waited for us, or finals if they did not. Rusto and Sipa, they did play their semifinals there, so it is gonna be alright, shit. Let me just report Pigman's win, because the quarterfinals was not reported, and then Gotrek has won the game. Yeah, GG to both players there, and in the finals it will be Sipa versus Gotrek. And it's gonna be Lizardmen versus Dwarves. And let's just check out the army performances here. Most of the damage were done by the Rangers, I feel like. Some of the Rangers. But a great option to just keep sending those Dwarf Warriors. Like, it might have been overextension for the Dwarf Warriors to push out and drive back the Glade Gods, but that also stopped them from shooting, and that means the Rangers at the back can safely shoot down the War Dancers, outside of being blasted to hell by the Forest Dragon. But yeah, the Forest Dragon didn't get a whole lot of damage value despite all the amazing breath attacks, because Rangers are dirt cheap, and yeah, there's only 3 breath attacks, only took out 2 Rangers and half a Grim Dwellers. So not a whole lot of value from the breath attack. Mostly the value comes from like just terror routing enemy troops, instead of actually killing them. But yeah, overall, really nicely played by both players here. Glade Gods getting some really solid. Some of them get solid value, some of them just get driven back by the Dwarf Warriors, while the Way Watchers unfortunately just get sent on the run for the entire time by the shielded infantry of the Dawi, so not a whole lot of good value with their shots there, mostly absorbed by the shielded infantry and dirt cheap miners. As for the Dawi here, just very, very, like, it's not, I want to say average damage value, but not like their damage value is average, but more because the damage value on every unit is roughly the same. It's very, very equal in terms of damage value. There's no unit that are particularly insane, but there's no, yeah, there are some bad units here, but like, yeah, there's nothing too exceptional in certain units. I guess the Rangers did some, this one did earn back 1.5 times of its own value, but other than that, there's no insane value on any unit. Just very consistent damage output on everyone. Yeah, on everyone here, and manage to win the game by capturing the point. Yeah, in the end. Gotrek played the way he did because he knew there was basically nothing to punish him. Yes, that is true, because there's no melee units on the Wood Elf side, and there's no mobility at all to shut down the Dwarf back line. And that was a real, but that was also the reason why we had a last defiant, the final charge of the Glade Gods there in the end that got to the, and also the Forest Dragon as well, getting to the Grim Dwellers and Ulthar's Raiders. Yeah, Ulthar's Raiders. Yeah. And that was the biggest reason why the game was fairly close, because the Glade Gods were able to exploit the out-of-position Dwarf melee infantry and just kind of ran into the back line there on the Dawi and shut down their two very important DPS units. And yeah, that is going to be the semifinals we're live casting. We still have a finals, and a bunch of replays in the back end. So let's see. I don't know if I have enough time to cast all the replays today. I might have to cast some of them on stream. Oh no, not on stream, but on recorded format, because I am on a bit of a timer before I need to go and work on something else. So yeah, I might cast some of the replays in recording format. Also, it's a nice kind of format to pad out my holiday content, I suppose. But yeah, we shall see what happens here. We all are also waiting for Sipa to show up. While we get some replays downloaded in the back end, hopefully we can cast all the replays. I hope. I do hope I can cast all the replays on stream, because like I can. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I can cast these replays in recording, but I can also cast them on stream and cast them in recording. So yeah, and it's and I do like to just finish everything on stream if possible. Especially there's so many players today joining in, and we have so many great games coming in as well. Gotrek versus Scarbrand. Yep, there we go. Alright. Yep. Let me see. Replays. And let me just invite Sipa over, I guess. We have Out of Outskirts for the first map, I think. Okay, cool. We have the lobby up, and the first map is Out of Outskirts, which Gotrek has set up. And now let's load up the army bulker, and we shall go back to the stream. Oh, Siba is here. Nice. Very good game though. Yeah, in the Dwarf versus Wood Elf matchup, like it's a very bad matchup for Elves, but Pigman played the best he could. And also because I feel like partly also because Gotrek went with Malachi instead of some dirt cheap Rune Lord, so he doesn't have as much funds for other stuff, I guess. Oh wait, actually no, Malachi isn't that expensive either if you take out a bunch of his abilities and items. Never mind. But yeah, very interesting gameplay from both sides. And all right, let's catch up on the chat here actually. Doctor, he's just gonna get picked apart if Wood Elf plays well. The problem is Wood Elf didn't have melee units back there, so that's why he didn't have any. That's why Gotrek didn't really get punished until the very end when the Forest Dragon and the Glade God got to his back line. But it took a while. There's just no mobility or melee units to take advantage of the exposed Dawi back line. I think his build was fine. Wood Elves just have really bad tools against Dwarfs. Yeah, that is true. Need to invest in AP infantry to kill them in melee, but all infantry dies to blasting charges. Yep. They're just too fragile. Like the Wood Elves just don't have good tools to trade against the Dawi. Their paper thin infantry would just die to blasting charges or just die on the shield wall, being slowly attrition down. Their ranged asset, which is one of their biggest strong point, basically gets out traded by all the rangers and quarrelers, which are shielded, high leadership, armored missiles. And yeah, you can't outshoot them in range. And also they're cheaper too, so you can have more rangers and quarrelers than your Glade Gods and Way Watchers. So yeah, you just get out-traded in terms of range. Plus there's the artillery to shoot the hell out of you. So that doesn't help either, especially back in game 2 when Organ Gun was a thing. And that was perfect in countering the Wood Elf Archers. They just outshoot the Wood Elf Archers and blast them to bits by sheer volume of cannonballs. And then what else? And then your mobility will just die to sheer amount of crossfire and slayers, which is also not great. And your monsters are also just gonna die to a sheer amount of crossfire as well. So it's rough for Wood Elves, man. It's rough. It's rough. Stacks get deleted by the volume of fire. Maybe maybe the Regiment of Renown stacks, the Lost Silver Knights, might be fine because they have physical resistance, I guess. But it's still gonna be really freaking rough, man. It's still really freaking rough. Anyway, seems like we have the first battle set up. Both players are jumping in. That is good to see. Thorgrim Grudgebearer versus Slam Mage Priest of Life Magic. Okay, that is definitely an off-meta choice here. Thorgrim, let's go! The High King himself is leading the Dwarfs to battle. Let's go. We are on outskirts, so we do have quite a bit of vegetation here. Not the most optimal map for artillery, so that's probably why we didn't see a lot of artillery on the Dwarfs, and that is a mostly melee build. Only one Thunder Grudge Rakers for that armor-piercing firepower. The rest are all Dwarf Warriors. Longbeards, great weapons. Miners without lasting charges, and miners. Just going sheer volume of infantry. Oh, a couple of Slayers, and most importantly... Wait, is that the Regiment of Renown, or is that... I didn't catch if there's the Regiment of Renown one. Hold on. Where did they go? Is that Regiment of Renown? That is the Regiment of Renown. Peak Gate Guard, the most elite Dwarf infantry other than the Norgrimling Ironbreakers on the whole Dwarf roster. Oh shit, let's go. Thorgrim and his Hammers haven't seen this combo in like the longest of time, and man, we're going in. We are getting somewhere here. We are getting some good action here. If they can actually get into melee and duke it out against enemies, because they're expensive, but also very elite. So very prone to firepower and maybe banishments and ruination of cities, but thankfully this is not Muslim Monday. This is just a Slam Mage Priest who did not bring banishment, so there's no banishment to punish elite infantry. Ooh, this is gonna be quite rough. Yeah, front line of Court of Sotek and other red-crested skinks for the Lizardmen here. Second line of Croxagores supported by the Slam Mage Priest. A bunch of Feral Coens to disrupt enemy backline, but there's no backline to disrupt, so they're probably just on rear charging duty for Hammer and Anvils. More Ripper Ductile Riders for more armor piercing and anti-infantry concerns, but again, no backline. I guess the Grim Delver counts, but no, the Grudge Raker counts, but that's about it. That's all they have for backline. Miners with blasting charges also count, I guess, but they can hold their own okay in melee. They will still die to repair projectiles, but other than that, it's fine. It's not bad at least. But yeah, Thorgrim going in with the fire support of a ton of explosive charges. So those, I feel like those Red Crested are gonna die. They're so gonna die. And we might actually be able to see the Peak Gate Guard shine. Oh boy, I haven't seen them in so long. Yeah. Haven't seen these bad boys for so long. I mean, these are just melee rush armies. So there's no skirmishing phase. There's no shooting phase. Everyone just go all in on rushing towards each other, I suppose, and duke it out in melee combat. We shall see what happens here. As the dwarves are trying to get close. Ooh. Actually, the Croxagores are getting activated first. A wise choice here, trying to bait out the blasting charges onto the Croxagores instead of the Red Crested. And they're getting some good charge impact damage onto the enemy infantry. But the Red Crested are following, and Gotrek are just holding back those blasting charges for now. Oh no, the Red Projectile Riders are jumping in, but they only have 2 units of those, so they can't shut down everything. So there are still some miners with blasting charges eligible to check out some explosive death and wreck those Red Crested front line. And Slayers are on the Slayers on duty are also doing some on point countercharging, driving back those projectiles. The Grudge Rakers are already wrecking some of the Crossagores here. Now switching over to shooting up and just annihilating the Slimey Priest of Life. Getting a bit too aggressive with the Slimey Priest here. Sipa might cost himself the game by throwing him into melee as he is getting absolutely deleted by those shotgun infantry. Oh, that is so much damage. Oh. Yep, I think that might be it for the Slime Priest. He is still having... when the Rip Projectiles are too busy shutting down the miners instead of the Grudge Rakers, the Slime Priest is not getting out of their range in time, I'm afraid. While the Lizardmen front line is getting some really good work done against the Dwarf Warriors though. The Red Crested has mostly win out against the enemy Dwarf Warriors, but the miners with blasting charges have done some extensive damage to them. And now the Peak Gate Guard are in the fight, absolutely wrecking those Red Crested in melee combat, but they should now move on to fight the Croxagores. But they still have their attacking orders on the Red Crested, so they're just ignoring walking past those Croxagores. So that was a little bit of a mistake, but they're just walking next to Thorgrim, and they're receiving a bunch of melee buffs here. Great Bulk of Grudges, and the High King getting 16 melee attack and 15% more of weapon damage. And they're at their peak melee performance right now. Of course, they still won't trade well into those Red Crested, but with their solid melee stats, they might actually still be able to win this shit by themselves. As they're charging into those Croxagores and absolutely hammering them in melee. That is absolutely beautiful. I love seeing these elite infantry in action, man. Man, I just love elite infantry, but because of like how the game works, you just don't see them often, as they're the prime target of missiles, of artillery, of spells. But for once, when they shine, they really do shine and wreck everything in their path. Now they're moving on to the Court of Sotek. They need to kill them to the last skink, but I think they have more than enough melee power to do so, and just a little bit on the side, kill off the Court of Sotek as well. But balance of power is still fairly even on both sides, as the Red Crested are winning out in the melee fight, as they trade well into Longbeards due to their armor piercing and lack of armor themselves, while the Longbeards have the not really useful armor piercing against the Red Crested. The Grudge Rakers have been shut down, and it is pretty much down to this melee blob for the Dawi to try and win this. There are still some Dwarf Warriors on the other side holding, but they just struggle to do damage against the Projectiles and Croxagores and the Red Crested as well. Unfortunately for the Lizardmen, seems like the Slime Priest has lived, and there's nothing to hunt down this one tattered, not very tattered since he healed himself back up a bit by by the Lore of Life passive, yeah, the Life Bloom passive, and also maybe some Earth Floods as well. But yeah, overall, looks like the Peak Gate Guard is absolutely wrecking house here. Oh shit! Look at all the melee troops dying to. Oh wait, actually they didn't actually get that much value. I wonder how. I guess the Slayers are in as well, and they are receiving some melee attack buffs from the Great Ball of Grudges and High King from Thorgrim, so they themselves are doing quite a bit of damage in the end. Yeah, 1,500 gold worth of damage value. Yeah, they're certainly dealing well with the Red Crested, for now at least. Thorgrim Grudgebearer might not be bad at all with all his melee buffs. going very all in on those melee attack, melee stats buffing. And now both the PK guard and the slayers around him are fighting with more than their usual melee prowess. And the Red Cresteds are flashing with their flags. So they are wavering. Miners are coming back, but I don't think they can come back long enough to matter since they're so tattered. Even the throw coins jumping on them will rout them off. PK guard unfortunately surrounded on all sides, rear charged by Ripper Dactyls, by Croxagores, by Red Crested and all that. Elite as they are slowly being worn down due to their armor being traded well into by the Red Crested. Red Crested doing the armor piercing, just coming in really clutch for the Lizardmen here, breaking through the rather tired PK guard here. Okay, actually they're not that tired, but still, they're taking a lot of losses every time the Ripper Dactyls and Croxies charge in. They take a bunch of damage. Thorgrim, though stubborn as he is, will hold on till the end, or at least try to hold on till the end. He refuses to go down here. Even the PK guard are about to rout, and but Thorgrim, he's just so tanky, he's healthy, and he's just thriving in this kind of melee blob fight. At this point, I don't think there's any point of looking at other parts of the battlefield, so let's just turn off the HUD and enjoy Thorgrim's last stand. Surrounded by dinos, surrounded by Ripper Dactyl, surrounded by Croxagores, but his Deviant, he just swings another Deviant strike with his axe. And but yeah, I don't know if that is going to be enough here. His shield bearer, or a throne bearer, is still there, accompanying him till the end. And his great book of... Oh, nice blood stain on the great book of blood grudges too. I mean, it is indeed a book stained with Dawi blood, metaphorically, but at this point it is very, very literally stained with Dawi blood. Although that might be some lizard blood as well. So, serving the grudge with both the blood of his own, settling some of the grudges by killing Lizardmen, but I think in the end this would be another grudge written in blood on the Great Book of Grudges. Yeah. Geese Howard. Gonna be a quick battle. Actually, this is not that quick, but I think, yeah. Sipa is just gonna throw in the towel here as, oh wait, no. Gotrek is gonna throw in the towel here as, Sipa manages to get the first win. The armor-piercing rush of the Lizardmen is just too much for Gotrek's Thorgrim melee build. The Thunders did some amazing work. The Grudge Rakers deleting the enemy Crossagores. Just unfortunately, the front line didn't hold. And I don't think the Miners did enough damage. They did a lot of damage, don't get me wrong. They just didn't did enough to the Red Crested. A lot of them still managed to overpower the enemy, the Dwarf infantry in the end with their armor-piercing attacks. And the expensive Longbeards didn't do their job to hold the line long enough. Since they are the armor-piercing great weapon ones, and have less melee defense as a result. And yeah, I guess if the Longbeards got switched over to the maybe like the shielded version, maybe that would have been better. But then again, it requires it requires you knowing the build of your opponent, I guess. And also this build doesn't have enough armor piercing outside of the PK guard and the Grudge Raker to kill off armored monsters. Slayers did amazing, kill off a ton of Red Crested for some reason. Oh wait, not for some reason, we know the reason. Because of High King's melee buffs, but that was not enough. And the PK guard actually did surprisingly few damage. Actually, that was very disappointing from the PK guard. They are expensive, man. And with the buff from Thorgrim, they should have done even more, but honestly, they didn't do that much damage. I guess they were just finishing off some Crossagores and Red Crested in the end, and so not a whole lot of damage value. Them. Yeah, that's why you don't see a lot of PK guard, I guess. They kind of disappoint. But yeah, overall, very nicely played by Sipa, though. Charging in those Croxies first to make sure to either waste your opponent's explosive charges or make sure they're not on fire at will, which means they will be delayed in terms of throwing out their explosive charges, and then you can throw in the Ripper Dactyls to silence them, and then throw in the Red Crested, which won't be blasted to smithereens by the explosions. But yeah, very nicely played by both players. Really like to see that PK guard to make an appearance, but unfortunately they didn't pay for themselves, and we'll be moving on to the next battle in this best of 3. Now remember, in this best of 3, we do not allow duplicate loot. So if you use one loot in the first match, In the first battle, you have to switch over to a different lord the next battle. And because Sipa used a Slam Mage Priest in the beginning, he can't use a Slam Mage Priest anymore. He'll have to use something else. Not even if he switched the Lord of Magic, because that is still a Slam Mage Priest. Of course, if you're something like a Chaos Lord, you are still free to use like different variations of Chaos Lord with different gods. Same goes for Chaos Sorcerer Lords or Vampire Lords with different bloodlines. But for the Lords of Magic, they still count as the same Lord. Because different versions, the different variations, the different bloodlines, and different Chaos God marking for the lords and characters, they basically means different abilities and items. And essentially, that is a different lord at that point. Otherwise, if you're just changing the lore of magic, more often than not, you're just playing the same thing with the same tools and probably similar spell kit as well. So there's no point in doing so. Like, for example, Slam Mage Priest of Life could have been switched over to a Slam Mage Priest of High Magic, and it would have been played the same way. But this time, let's see if Gotrek and Sipa will be playing the same build, same style, or if they're gonna go for some different things. We shall see. Anyways, seems like both players are soon ready, I think. Yeah, both players are ready, so we are starting soon then. Did I turn on Army Blocker? Yes, I did. Yep, cool. That works. Now we just wait for the players to go ahead. Yeah, we are on River Amaxon, so another very forest-heavy map. So another map that is not great for, well, it is not forest-heavy by any means, but definitely have some vegetation. Actually, it is quite forest-heavy. But yeah, like oh wait, no, actually, there's a great clear lane in the middle. So not very forest-heavy, just having some forest on both sides. But the capture point should be in the middle. If we can turn off the army blocker, we can see it. Like, the capture point should be in the middle. We have a bit of forest on one side and some impassable terrain on the other. So yeah, it is not the most ideal for artillery and missiles, but it is not horrendous either. It's not bad. I wouldn't say I wouldn't say this is a bad map at all. Actually, this is a fine map. Yeah. Oh, happy New Year, Contrarian Codex. I hope you are having a good New Year as well. Yeah. But yeah, this is gonna be match point for this best of 3. Gotrek here is 1 point behind. Actually, I should do that. Left, right. Here we have Gotrek, Starbreaker, 0, and then wait, hold on. Bro, move over. Yeah, there we go. And then on the right we have Sipa. Sipa is 1 point ahead, so we shall see if Gotrek can drag this one back and bring this game to a third battle, or will Sipa reign supreme in this very first tournament in 2025? We shall see. But yeah, welcome everybody who joined the tournament stream. I hope you are all enjoying 2025 and the tournament as well, whether you're playing or watching. And if you like the content, be sure to hit the like button to the stream, and I would really appreciate it. It really helps with the algorithm and helps with the growth of the channel. But yeah, that is it for self-promotion. Let's just look at the army builds now. Gotrek here going with what he does best. Complex Dawi defensive formations here with miners on the flanks. Nothing in the front, actually. A whole lot of missile troops only. Double bolt throws and a ton of iron drakes with flamethrowers and iron drakes with trollhammer torpedoes. Interesting. Let's see if that is enough to stop the horde of Skink and Kroxagore Rush. Yeah, let's just talk about the rest of the army build here. Malachi Murkaizen here going with the Eyes of Grungni to provide some accurate range boost to his troops and also that missile damage boost. But yeah, other than that, not a whole lot of items or abilities, just basically that ability and his own long-range gun. And one miner, Ekron's miners in the front line. So that's basically the only thing in the front here. The rest of the miners here are just here to secure the flanks and prevent enemy from hitting up the missile backline and all. As for the Lizardmen here, Sipa going entirely on the other side of the formation here, of the battlefield map. A line of Red Crested, pretty much the same build here. Line of Red Crested, second line of Kroxigor. Some are deployed on the other side here, and one single skin cohort and a bunch of Reaper Tactiles in the skies. Leading the army is Nakai the Wanderer. For some reason, we're seeing Nakai a lot these days, but yeah. Looks like this is going to be fun here. Iron Drakes, Trollhammer, Torpedo are already opening fire at the Kroxigors. The only one exposed out of the tree line there. But the rest are just hiding in the trees, biding their time and avoiding enemy firepower. While the skin cores are advancing, but they're now exposed to enemy firepower. And very literal enemy fire here. Iron Drakes are burning them to bits and turning them to ashes very soon. Now the Iron Drakes are turning around, trying to aim down the Iron Drakes torpedoes needs to turn around and aim down the Kroxigors here as they are emerging outside of the tree line, jumping right on to the enemy backline. Oof, some Ripper Projectiles are jumping in as well. Iron Drakes are shooting at the skin cores. I don't know if they are gonna hold them back long enough here, as there's a lot of Ripper Projectiles and stuff rushing in. The burning Iron Drakes are doing some good work here though, doing a lot of damage back to the Ripper Projectile Riders before they can even kill the Iron Drakes. The Ripper Projectiles are actually annihilated by the guarding Slayers and the Iron Drakes, the Flamethrowers, the Iron Drakes Trollhammer Torpedoes, but the Kroxigors has gotten into melee, smashing down those Flamethrower Iron Drakes. But then again, the Iron Drakes Trollhammer Torpedoes have secured themselves from enemy melee threats and are now deleting one Kroxigor. The other Kroxigor rushes in from the other side of the flank. Yeah, okay. Some Red Crested are getting burned down by the Iron Drakes. I don't know if this friendly fire or intentional fire, but either ways, both the Kroxigors and these Red Crested are being burned and suffering that leadership debuff. And seems like Gotrik's defensive geometry is working so far. The crossfire of all the Iron Drakes Trollhammer Torpedoes are deleting the Kroxigors left, right, and center. Everything that Seabar throw in are either exposed to other units of idle units of Trollhammers or Iron Drakes, or they're just getting stuck in melee troops. But now, bit by bit, with the Miners and Slayers falling, there are more Kroxigors being freed up to hit up the Iron Drake backline. I'm trying to keep the angle of the camera high so that we can cover everything on the battlefield. Akron's Miners are chugging in some explosive, deleting some Red Crested, but their formation was kind of scattered, so not a whole lot of damage in the end, and they would just move on to start hacking down the Iron Drakes, which the Iron Drakes definitely struggle to deal with right now, as the flamethrower ones are being tied down in melee by the skink cohort. And Rip Projectiles who have regrouped, plus Kroxigors are just bunching up on these blobbed up Iron Drakes with Trollhammer Torpedoes and Flamethrowers and are shutting them down. But overall, it seems like this side of the backline has secured for the Dowie here. And now the Trollhammer Torpedoes are able to free themselves up once again with the help of the Miners breaking on those Red Crested. And are now firing point blank into these poor Croxies in the face and in the back. And these Croxies might actually get deleted. Don't forget, Malachi McKaisen the whole time is just firing around him and picking off lizards left, right, and center. Things are still fairly even, though it is slightly in favor of the lizards here, as they are now shutting down the one final free unit of Iron Drakes, and there are no more missile damage output for the Dowie to keep working through the lizards. It is all just a melee fight now, and the Dowie did not bring much melee units. All these Iron Drakes are breaking, and I think that might be GG. That might be the end for the Lizardmen army. Oh wait, for the Dowie army, as they lose out on all their damage potential. There's still a lot of... Oh, I forgot about the spellcasting choices. Looks like Curse of the Midnight Wind really coming in handy here, reducing the Dowie's melee damage output and their armor, so that the lizards can do a little bit more damage and hang on a little longer against the Dowie. But I don't think that really matters that much. Yeah, I don't think that matters that much in the case, because there's so much armor piercing, you don't need the armor debuff of the Curse of Midnight Wind. I guess it helps against the Slayers to slow down their damage output, but yeah, it's with only a couple Slayers, that was not going to be enough to carry it. And that is going to be GG. That is going to be GG to both players here, and seems like Sipa with his Red Crested and Kroxigor Rush will be taking the first win of the tournaments of this year of 2025, and he will be crowned with the champion. crowned as the champion of this New Year's tournament, New Year's faction war. Very nicely played by both players here, and the Dawi really bringing in some interesting lord choices. Malachi throughout, I think he just brought Malachi throughout the whole 20 outside of the last one, where he brought Thorgrim as well. And Thorgrim also making an appearance with the PK guard. Definitely cool builds from Gold Trick Starbreaker here in this finals. Just that unfortunately it seems like Sipa's Red Crested and Crosscore Rush is just too much for the Dawis to deal with. And yeah, breaking through those Dawi defenses and smashing those Dawis with all those armor piercing and anti-infantry bonus. And that is going to be it for the live casting section of the tournament here. I'm gonna have a quick break before moving on to the recording part, like the replay part of the tournament. But yeah, congratulations to Sipa for the win in this tournament. Ooh, Iron Drakes did a lot of damage against the Red Crested and even some Ripper Projectiles. Just unfortunately, there are too many expensive Iron Drakes around and not enough melee troops to stop the Crossgores and Red Crested. And that basically spelled doom for the Dawi in the late game, where all the the first line of miners broke and there's nothing to defend the back line there. But yeah, that is going to be the first game. I mean the live games, and then we'll be moving on to the recording, the replay part of the 20 soon. GG to Sipa, and congratulations for the win of the first 20 of the year, and great game, well played to Gold Trick Starbreaker as well. We see some really close battle from other players so far, and I definitely can't wait to cast the rest of the tournament. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna take a quick minute break to stock up on water, and then we'll be moving on to the replays. Also, I need to reorganize the replay files a bit first. So give me a couple minutes, and I'll be back again. Okay, let's see. Let me just sort out the replay files, and then we should be able to start the replay section. Okay, hold on. Did I miss out some replays? Hold on. Okay, these are big twists, and then this is the auto. Okay, sorry, I'm just gonna look through the replays I still need to download. And yeah, I might be on a bit of a timer here and won't be able to cast everything. So if for stuff that I can't cast, I will just cast them in recording. Okay. And there might be duplicate replays as well over here, so we might have to sort through those. If players sent in like the same battles from different sides, so yeah. Let's see. We haven't seen that. Haven't seen those. No, we have. Yeah, I think that's the same thing. This versus CPOW. So we can delete that. And Kislev versus Vampire Council, Kislev versus Empire, Kislev versus Nesh. We've seen that already, so we don't have to do anything. We've seen that already in the live section, so that's fine. Swiss versus Big True, so okay, I think we got all the replays we need right now. Wait, Khorne versus Khorne. The Khorne Civil War. Alright, we might want to start with that actually. Hold on, the Khorne Mirror. Also, let me just take off the axe on top. Yeah, I think that's all we have. And we have quite a few, actually. We have quite a few to go through. Alright, let's not dilly-dally for too long and let's get this started. First up, we have the Khorne Civil War, Khorne versus Khorne, the Khorne Mirror match. Skarbrand versus Opal Bear Black. And both sides are going with Skarbrand here. Oh boy. One side with a bit more skirmishing. Skarbrand here going with Skarbrand and 2 Khorngors, 1 Wrathmongers, and we do see a couple Throwing Axe horses, 2 Minotaurs with great weapons, and 1 Bloodbrute Behemoth. So double single entities, very powerful here. And let's see if Opal Bear Black can deal with it with the Hellforged Bellowers. Once again, also Bloodbrute Behemoth and Skarbrand combo with 4 Marauder Horsemen instead, so a lot more range fire, and might be able to kite out Skarbrand's more melee-focused components here. As for the infantry presence, Marauders of Khorne, Khorngors 1 single only, and Wrathmongers. And already the Hellforged Bellowers is deleting the Khorngors from afar. Let's just skip the marching phase here. A lot of skirmishing work here, though Skarbrand might made a bit of a slip up, almost getting caught by the dual weapon Marauders in melee with the skirmish cap. But that the Marauder dual weapons pushing up also means that they're kind of isolated, overextended, and exposed to a countercharge of the Wrathmongers and the Minotaurs, absolutely annihilated in melee. While on the other side, there Skarbrand and Bloodbrute Behemoth try to charge each other, but looks like Skarbrand, the red Skarbrand of Opal Bear Black, got hit by the Rage Embodied before he was able to activate his own. So that means Opal Bear Black's Skarbrand has been rampaged and able to extract from melee combat and surrounded completely by enemy Minotaurs and the Bloodbrute Behemoth, while his own Bloodbrute Behemoth was just hanging out with some Khorngors and leaving his Skarbrand to die, and that is a massive mistake from Opal Bear Black. Allowing his lord to die like that, because now the Bloodbrute Behemoth is now have to 1v2 Skarbrand and another Bloodbrute Behemoth while getting shot by throwing axes. And Wrathmongers fighting Wrathmongers is just gonna be an equal fight, so not much to see there. But over here, Great Weapon Minos is able to surround and beat down the enemy Bloodbrute Behemoth, while the Hellforged Bellowers just not having the greatest time shooting at moving targets. Even the shots are tracked, they are still a little bit too slow to consistently hit and do great damage. I mean, it still tracks actually, yeah. But the vortex damage and explosions are better against infantry than cavalry, so not a whole lot of damage against enemy throwing axes. And the throwing axes over here just not having the time to do their work. Their lord is dead, and their Bloodbrute Behemoth is also gone, and there's not a lot of space and time for them to just keep kiting, as the Minotaurs are bearing down on them. Their front line is crumbling, and yeah, the Marauders are just going to be gone. Khorngors is already routed, and some of them are even getting caught by the Minotaurs in melee. That I think is going to be GG. So not much to see here, and that is just going to be a very resounding victory for Skarbrand and his melee rush. The Khorne Bulls and Bloodbrute Behemoth and Skarbrand securing that melee advantage here, using the quicker cast of Rage Embodied to trap the enemy Skybrand in melee and finish it off. Well, as the other enemy doesn't have any melee presence to support their own Skybrand against all these Minos and whatnot. If the throwing axes were nearby, perhaps they could have just shot up the Minotaurs a bit with the armor-piercing throwing axes, but there's nothing nearby, and Hellforged Bellowers and the Skirmish Cav might be able to do damage over the course of battle, but they need a lot of time to slowly dish out the damage to expand their ammo. And that is what they do not have there, with Skybrand quickly taken out, and then Bloodbrute was, the Bloodbrute Behemoth was next to follow. And GG to both players, and that was a fast battle between the Khorne showdown. I mean, I guess I should have expected that, honestly. Next up, we have Incause versus Berserk Incause with Greenskins, and of course Berserk also Greenskins. We have Wurzag versus we have Azak. Wurzag versus Azak, the two Zags. The two Zags of Greenskins. But yeah, let's see what happens here. Both sides are getting some pretty heavy Savage Orc mobility power. One side have the bacon version, one side have the regular version. Let's see what happens here. For Incause, a ton of Spider Rider Archers and a front line of Savage Orcs and Orc Boys. Back line of Rugless Armored Trolls, Armored Orcs, not Trolls. But Savage Orc Boy Biggins, 4 of them. In fact, I think that's 4 of them, right? Yeah, that's 4 of them. And Wurzag leading the army with a Brainburst, Fist of Cork, and Effigy of the Git. There's also the Morgros Manji Marauders, and on the other side, for Azak's forces of Berserk's forces of Azak, Forest Goblin Spider Riders as well. So a lot of skirmishing cavalry on the field, and a front line of Orc Boys with spears, a second line of Orc Boys, some Goblins with spears, and Orc Boys, and Savage Orc Boar Boys. Rugless Armored Trolls, so a lot of mirroring units on both sides. And the not mirroring bits are the Savage Orc Boar Boys. They're not Biggins. And in this guy's Azak leading the army with a Spirit Leech and Fate of Buna? No, Doom and Darkness and Espa of Dread Knight. So really determined to bomb the other side of the Greenskins with leadership debuffs. And yeah, let's see what happens here. The skirmishing game is on, and this is why I don't really want to play skirmish against against Berserk. I don't know if I have the micro to do it, because on the other side, Berserk already catching some Savage Orc Boar Biggins with the Acid Prepper, which we totally missed, by the way, and another unit of Savage Orc Boar Boys, which theoretically the Savage Orc Boar Biggins should absolutely wreck these Savage Orc Boar Boys, but with the Acid Prepper, they're able to just get a win out of the fight. The Rugless Armored Orcs are trying to get some good damage here, but the Acid Prepper and the Savage Orc Boar Boys, not the Biggins, are doing some really good damage here. Not sure if it's worth it, because the Acid Prepper is Rampage and just taking more and more damage from the enemy missiles, but yeah, overall, it is still quite even. Melee charges are on, and oh, there's some Stone Trolls here, crashing in the front line of the Orc Boys, and I missed out on this giant. How did I even miss that? Anyways, Azak has dropped onto the Rugless Armored Trolls there just to try and chill them up with the armor-piercing Wyvern Mount. In the front line, Savage Orc Boar Boys, without any support, definitely loses against the Savage Orc Boar Boys Biggins, especially when they're boosted up by the Fist of Gork. Awa has turned on both sides, almost at the same... Oh, wait, no. No, but actually, almost at the same time, I think. Is it at the same time? Oh, a few seconds apart. It's close enough, I guess. But yeah, Rugless Armored Trolls continues to hold down over here, and the Stone Trolls are just backing off, as the Boar Boys have beaten up the Savage Orcs with the help of the Stone Trolls. Now the Stone Trolls are trying to intercept the Savage Orc Boar Biggins, while the rest of Berserk's mobility continues to pull back and skirmish, whittling down the enemy Savage Orc Boar Biggins due to their lack of armor. Their Savage Orc Boar Biggins, still, they mostly rely on that physical resistance instead of armor to protect themselves. The Acid Prepper has won this mobility fight with the help of the Savage Orc Boar Boys. Still, the Savage Orc Boar Boys are dead, but the Acid Prepper is still fighting and just trample another unit of Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. Now, for the mobility side, it seems like Berserk is countercharging in with his own mobility, trying to catch these Forest Goblin and Spider Rider Archers in melee, and the Morgros Manji Marauders as well, as he does have some spare Savage Orc Boar Boys nearby. And they're coming in to break these backs of the Savage Orc Boar Biggins, who have taken a lot of damage from the enemy skirmishers, earning back some okay value, not insane amount, but yeah, overall, the Savage Orb Barbarians just took too much attrition damage as they try to push on. The giant is still fighting, but he's fighting alone, surrounded, and looks like the enemies are just gonna ignore him for now. Perhaps trying to run down these Savage Orcs, and yeah. Things are still looking quite even on both sides. Well, let's see what happens here. As the Morgul's Marauders continues to fire in, the Savage Orcs have routed, so the Stone Trolls are now just chilling in the vicinity, maybe just trying to run down enemy units and get some regeneration healing at the same time. The Azak's Art Armor to buff up armor and melee defense of these Orc troops and keeping them alive in the vicinity. Reckless Armor Trolls are now trying to fire into the fray here. Well, these Reckless Armor Trolls up to 100 armor, they are certainly surviving, even against Savage Orcs at this point, with a solid armor defense, armor and melee defense. But yeah, overall seems like the Stone Trolls are just getting a lot of work done, smashing infantry and cavalry wherever they go with the friendly infantry support. And now they're just moving on to the Reckless Armor Trolls, determined to take down the enemy's missile component. And there's also some red greenskin mobility to provide some melee support as well. Spirit Leech on to these routing Savage Orc Barbarians, making sure to finish them off. I am not sure what Warsack has been doing, mostly dropping Fist of Gork, I believe, to boost melee stats. Anyways, the Giant and the Warsack is here, just to smash up the Reckless Armored Trolls as well, and things are still looking very, very even. There's no particularly insane micro game from both sides so far. And yeah. Wait, looks like we have a Brain Burster over here, blasting up some blobbed up troops of Berserk, definitely making a bit of a mistake on over blobbing his own troops there, but there's still the healing of the Stone Trolls to maybe bring this back for Berserk. I mean, things are still looking fairly even, now that there's only a Giant and a bunch of Skirmish Cav left for Warzak, while Berserk still have the Stone Trolls, who are healing, by the way. They are regenerating with 14 models left. And some mobility on the field. And actually, Berserk might have more mobility on the field in terms of just number of units. There are 3 Spider Rider Archers and 1 Mongrel's Marauders on Inkar's side, but Berserk has 4 Spider Rider Archers, Mongrel's Marauders, and some tattered Savage Orc War Boys somewhere. Oh wait, no, actually maybe equal. But either way, the Stone Troll still acts as a really nice mobility to just counteract the enemy. Yeah, to just counteract the enemy, to screen off enemy missiles and maybe pin down the enemy single entities as well. And now here comes the Spirit Leeches, slowly but surely working Warzak's to death with the direct health drain. Savage Orc Barbarians charge in, and a counter charge from Berserk, catching these overchasing Morgul's Marauders, taking a few models off here and there. We might want to fast forward here. Orc Boys with spears and Orc Boys are just capturing the point for Berserk now, so they're holding the capture point. We're just fast forwarding with a bit of a kiting phase. We might want to skip a bit of that. We don't have a lot of action going on so far, but definitely a very cool game so far. Very close back and forth. And seems like though with the Spirit Leeches and now Warzak being dive bombed by Azak, looks like Berserk's army is slowly getting the upper hand here. The more healthy Orc Boys of Inkars is pushing the red Greenskins off the point, but Berserk is playing this very, very patiently, even holding back those Stone Trolls, just trying to make sure the Savage Orc Barbarians can't like recharge them. Another Brain Burster, getting some even more damage to whittle down the enemy War Boys here. But the main problem is really just Warzak being Spirit Leeched all the way to death, while the Warzak's Greenskins can't really do much about it. We are on Conquest, so there's no attacking rule, by the way. So spell kiting is absolutely a legitimate way to play, and especially Berserk is still chasing down routed troops and whatnot. So yeah, either ways, Warzak has been routed by the consistent Spirit Leeches. That is one big weakness of Warzak. He does not have any access to healing, does not have any access to damage mitigation, so he is very fragile and just consistent Spirit. Basically, if your opponent has Spirit Leech, he basically lives on a timer. You need to squeeze out as much value and as much damage against your opponent's army before Warzak goes down to Spirit Leech. And as you can see, Warzak went down to Spirit Leech, and it is just a point of dropping Doom and Darkness onto these tattered units, making them rout. with those leadership debuffs. And I guess the Death Creepers still managed to beat back enemy mobility with their own sorts of regeneration. But the main forces of the Greenskins here are just too beat up. And Stone Trolls fully regenerated just charges in, basically fresh. Yeah, pretty fresh for a unit who has been held back in reserve for most of the battle and most of the kiting phase at least, and managed to surround and beat the hell out of whatever's left of the Inkar's Greenskins and secure victory. Warsack did some really good damage with the Brain Burst whittling down enemy infantry, but just that he is very weak to Spirit Leech and just got drained down in the end. And I don't know if the Savage Orc Barbarians is worth it. They're very expensive at like 1,100 gold for extra melee attack and physical resistance and frenzy, I guess. I feel like the regular Orc Barbarians would have been better here. Especially like Greenskins are always known for their skirmishing firepower. Might as well just get the armored ones to mitigate the skirmishing firepower a bit, maybe. But yeah, Savage Orc Boys though, they're dirt cheap compared to the Orc Barbarians. Maybe not dirt cheap, but significantly cheaper, excuse me. And the giant, very terrifying melee presence, just in the end got out-kited and shot to death. Well, got out-kited most of the time. He's just too slow to catch up onto units he wanted to fight, and just not able to get much value, and a big target for the Reckless Armored Trolls to shoot the hell out of it, and took a lot of damage as well. Yeah, I think that's basically it, right? The Savage Orcs didn't do a whole lot either. Yeah, unfortunately. As they were just fighting armored Stone Trolls, which has armor, not armored trolls. Stone Trolls, which has armor, and Azak the Slaughterer was there, providing those leadership debuffs as well to Min Darkness and Aspect of Dread Knight and all that good stuff. And yeah, that is gonna be GG, I think. Oh, the Greenskin Skirmish Cav over here did some really good work against the oh wait, no, these Reckless Armored Trolls are the ones shooting at the Acid Breath. Actually, yeah, forgot about what I said about these Reckless Armored Trolls. They got a lot of good damage shooting at the Acid Breath there, while the Berserk Skirmishing Cavalry mostly being held back and having quite an equal skirmish game on both sides, honestly. But yeah, just not quite enough to deal with the consistent Spirit Leeching for Inkarns here, just not having any healing to protect the Lord, or not enough base HP as well, giving Azak quite a bit of damage value with those endless Spirit Leeches. And yeah, the Stone Trolls doing some solid work throughout the course of combat and winning the day. Skirmish Cap did some fine work as well, but not as much as the Stone Trolls for sure. Holding up the balance of power high as well with all those regeneration, and in the end crushing the Greenskins in terms of balance of power. Alright, next up we have High Elf Miran this time. Parry Repulse versus Olaf the Moose. Parry Repulse here, going with a 5 Ranger frontline, 2 Light Armor Archers, 3 Dragon Princes, one of them the Fireborn, 1 Rahagras Pride, and 1 Shielded Silver Helms, and leading the army Teclis. I think he's on horseback, right? Oh, yeah, he's on horseback. Like the 3 Dragon Princes are very expensive. On the other side, also Teclis, but instead of bringing Rahagras Pride and triple Dragon Princes, only 2 Dragon Princes, one of them Fireborn, 2 Laramie River Archers, and 1 Star Dragon to benefit from the regrowths available to Teclis, and a staunch line of spears and 1 Storm Rider at the back there. Already, immediately Olaf the Moose trying to do some cycle charging work with the Star Dragon and Dragon Princes, the Fireborn, doing some really good damage to the Rangers, devastating like 40% of their HP, and then the Dragon Princes on the other side engaging enemy Silver Helms and Dragon Princes who have eaten an overcast Flock of Doom, I assume, and a bunch of enemy charge attack, and then now the Fireborn charges in with the Star Dragon, absolutely annihilating these elite cavalry in melee combat, though they themselves are being charged by enemy Dragon Princes and Rahagras Pride, while the Faint and Repulse Fireborn are still a little bit too far to help this fight just yet. Now the staunch line of spears are just going to hold on against archers, while against enemy rangers, while the Storm Riders will try to get whatever damage they can get with their missile attacks. Now over here, the red Fireborn are quite exhausted, quite beaten up by the enemy rear charge. Is there going to be a regrowth coming in? We shall see. But it looks like Tackless has activated the potion of Sharoi, providing himself with some damage resistance, but also turning his spells into cooldown. So there's no healing to Fireborn anytime soon. And they're just taking a ton of damage in the process. And looks like Olaf the Moose is Olaf the Moose is still getting a bit ahead in terms of balance of power though. As the Elaren Reaver archers are now charging into enemy archers and trying to tie them down in melee, while the Star Dragon is still very much healthy, biting down enemy Dragon Princes left, right, and center. And the Dragon Prince's blob over here doesn't seem to be swinging in anyone's favor outside of the Star Dragon. Also, Flock of Dooms are coming in left, right, and center just to drain down both sides' health. Especially, this is a massive blob, a perfect target for Flock of Dooms, and to secure Valor. But looks like the Red Tackless has gone down, stuck in the middle of a bunch of Fireborn for way too long, getting beaten up, and that means the Star Dragon no longer has any access to healing, and that might be a big problem for Olaf the Moose here. Feint Riposte doing a really good job pinning down Tackless with the net of Talk earlier, making sure he doesn't get anywhere. And that means the Red Fireborn were able to just kill him off, or at least almost killing him off. Oh, not sending the Silver Helms over to finish off Tackless, because probably they can't catch him. Instead, charging them into the Red Fireborn, trying to finish off the last bit of the elite cavalry of Olaf the Moose here. Feint Riposte will continue to just keep the spear pinned down. The spears are actually taking more and more damage from the Rangers due to their anti-infantry bonus, while the green Dragon Princes are getting ahead in terms of the melee fight. As the red Dragon Princes are going down, Ragnaros Pride dropping that leadership debuff, the Roar? Forgot about the actual name of the Roar. Mighty Roar, -8 leadership, and reduce enemy speed so that their own troops have an easier time catching up to the fleeing enemy. Now the spears over here are slowly losing, especially the Mighty Roar is still in effect, and they are being forced to rout early. Now they will be chased down and hunted down by the Rangers. Over here, the Dragon Princes have just been hunted down by the Green Dragon Princes, and Tackless, the Green Tackless also has the Net of Amental. Maybe they dropped the Net of Amental, I'm not sure. But either ways, there's still some tattered Fireborn, Green Fireborn here, staying around, ready to surround and beat down the Star Dragon anytime he lands. Sword of Tackless getting some reserves back and also increasing Spell Mastery. I don't think it... No, the Spell Mastery might be helpful. Nope, it has worn out, so just for the Magic Reserve. But yeah, regrowth onto the Fireborn, healing their HP back up. They still have 22 models, so a little bit of healing left for them, but not for long, actually. And yeah. Rangers are slowly but surely cutting their way through those spears. This Star Dragon trying to drop some breath attacks, but these are not well formed up blobs, so the damage is very, very limited. If the Star Dragon stays here and breath down this line onto this blob, maybe he would have done more damage to the Rangers, but at this point, yeah, I don't think Olaf the Moose have enough to bring this one back. The Elaren Reaver archers try to jump in and save that mobility fight there, but unfortunately... Oh, yeah, and they were trying to charge the light armored archers. Unfortunately for them, the light armored archers actually have decent enough melee stats with 31 melee defense, 30 melee defense with a martial prowess plus their base value. And that was actually enough to hold off the Elaren Reavers with only 30 attack and a lot less models. Yeah, a lot less models than the archers. And the Elaren Reaver archers don't have much charge bonus either, so they don't get that much benefit with the charge onto a brace target. And with the additional armor, additional melee stats, the archers with light armor was able to hold on and just keep peppering down the enemy. And with the light armor archers holding on, that means the Elaren Reavers are just gonna fall victim to the longer range firepower of a standing missile infantry. And I think we can do a bit of fast forward here as the Star Dragon is trying to clean up some routed green High Elves, while the green High Elves are just standing around the capture point, finally trying to get the capture point, trying to get the initiative in this battle here. More spears and Rangers have returned. Ooh, kind of a disastrous breath attack, not doing a whole lot of damage to the Dragon Princes, mostly putting them on fire and cutting down their healing. But the problem is that there's just too little balance of power left for the red High Elves, as the only remaining infantry they have, the spears, routed to the regrouped Rangers, the bonus versus infantry, coming in real handy, and that shall be GG, that shall be it. That should be victory for Feint Riposte, not Feint Riposte, sorry. I confused it with Tyrion's ability. Anyways, parry repulse. Managed to secure victory here with Dragon Princess getting some solid damage value, especially the Fireborn. And oh, there's actually a third Dragon Princess. I must have missed it actually. But yeah, the Star Dragon doesn't seem to be doing too much in this case. Mostly the work were done by the Dragon Princess, but seems like Olaf the Moose charging the Dragon Princess on a unfortunate angle there, opening up his own Fireborn and Dragon Princess to a rear charge from enemy Dragon Princess, and they were trapped in the fight, and losing Tackless so early as well was a big hit to their own army. A lot of Flock of Doom dueling on both sides. Olaf the Moose definitely getting the better of the Flock of Dooms just because he got to net down, he got to pin, he got to use the spell on both on 2 units of Dragon Princess at the beginning there. So that gave him some substantial value, and just keep casting those Flock of Dooms onto enemy Dragon Princess and whatnot. But overall, seems like parry repulse, Dragon Princess getting the upper hand in that engagement, and the light armored archers held the ground against the Illyrian Reaver archers. And also, don't forget about the Rangers cutting through the enemy spears and getting a better engagement in those trades. And yeah, that's it for this battle of High Elf Civil War. Oh, Rahagara's Pride got some good value too. I assume it's from the rear charge against Dragon Princes with their armor-piercing attacks. But yeah, good damage value from Dragon Princes overall. Pretty much they carry the game all the time for the High Elves. Not this Dragon Princess though, because they are the ones that get rear charged and trapped, and didn't get any healing from Tackless. But yeah, that is this one for the High Elf Civil War. Next up we have the Slaanesh versus the Nurgle. Ooh, this is a bit rough for... I feel like this is a bit rough for Nurgle. I mean, I don't know. Sego said this is a cursed matchup, but I'm not actually too familiar with this matchup. I can't really say much about it. From what I assume, Slaanesh will just kind of psycho charge everything on the Nurgle side to death. But Nurgle can try to just melee blob this one. Which seems to be what Kukinko is trying to do. Going with Uncle Franco and the Great Unclean One as well. But I feel like a better... I don't know. I feel like Kugav might have been a better pick with the summon and the long range attack. Just to force... Just to blast those Slaanesh cavalry and whatnot. But yeah, anyways, we have some elite exalted plague bearers of Nurgle with their death's head ready to counterfire enemy expensive troops. Oh wait, no, that is Kugav Plague Fighter. Never mind. Okay, already taking down some Marauder Horsemen with their javelins. Chaos Warhounds with poison roaming the battlefield, and 4 units of Furies, and just a ton of Plague Bearers. Just accompanying Uncle Franco and Kugav. For the more mobile Slaanesh build there, 4 units of Marauder Horsemen, they're trying to skirmish down the enemy troops, but the Chaos, they might have to be careful not to waste too many shots on the Chaos Warhounds. Kugav, another shot launch onto the Fiends. Definitely not a great target. Definitely shoot up the Bringers of Beguilement. That is what you want to shoot at, because they are elite and they will slaughter your infantry if they can get into melee. Ooh, a little bit too aggressive with the Warhounds and allowing them to get charged by the enemy Seekers. As there are 4 Seekers on the field, 2 of them are on this side and intercepting the Warhounds, and losing those Warhounds means that you lose a bunch of agency against the enemy skirmishers. You really need to keep your mobility alive if you're playing against Slaanesh, especially if you're playing Slaanesh, because that's the only way you can try and react to the enemy cavalry charge and all that. But right now, all these Furies trying to screen off enemy skirmishers are taking a ton of Javis to the face and getting hunted down by the enemy Seekers while not doing a whole lot of damage. Balance of Power is in favor of Nurgle though, because they're just doing some nice damage to the Bringers of Beguilement. And we will do some fast forward here as we're in a rather dragged on kite phase. A lot of losses on the Fury side. And now the Seekers are just going to be psycho-charging those Plague Bearers. The Furies need to be standing by in the sky. Once the enemy Seekers charge in, they need to jump in from behind to try and intercept and stop those Seekers from retreating. But unfortunately, that is not the case here. Oh, Exalted Plague Bearer getting rampaged by the Pavane of Slaanesh. And now everything, all these Fiends, Seekers, all jumping and surrounding this poor unit of Exalted Plague Bearers and doing extensive damage to them. While the Furies and the Warhounds are still trying to go after Marauder Horsemen, but that once again opens them up for a rear charge from all those Fiends and Seekers, and I think that is going to be GG for these Seekers here. I mean, for these Furies here. They can't get out of there alive. The Seekers won't let them. And a very patient kiting game from the Slaanesh army. We'll do some fast forward here. And those Seekers, Warhounds, all being routed off, leaving only the box. There's no more agency left on the Nurgle army side. The only agency, I guess, is the Kugav's long-range attacks. But another Pavane luring the Plague Bearers out of position, allowing the Seekers to jump in and cycle charge them down. This is going to be a drag-on battle, not going to lie, because it is just going to be kite versus box scenario here. And yeah, the Plague Bearers are just going to get finished off. And Exalted Plague Bearers are trying to get some really good damage done with the Death's Head. And they are indeed getting good damage done. But unfortunately, they have limited Death's Head. And they will run out at some point. Kugav has more ammo, but he is getting shot up by Javis. And he's trying to fight it on with Uncle Franco helping. But Spirit Leech and Stream of Corruption helps. But there's just too many Javelins, man. They need healing at this point. But they didn't bring any active healing. Okay, that is not great. If you're playing Nurgle, I guess Kugav tries to like work down the enemy troops with all the damaging spells, Rancid Visitations and Stream of Corruption. But without his own healing, he can't actually mitigate all the javelin damage he's taking right now. Like if he can tank through all that and heal up to a full heal cap, maybe he still have a good chance with all that life drain with the Mortis Engine effect. But without that, Kugav is just going to drop to Demonic Instability and just crumbles. And without the Mortis Engine effect, there's no way Uncle Funko can beat everything himself. And with the leadership debuff as well, with the Lord dead, that is going to be GG. That's going to be it. And that is going to be the Slaanesh versus Nurgle matchup, which is not great for... I don't think it's great. Actually, it's a bit rough for Slaanesh, I would say. Because Slaanesh doesn't have a lot of missile options. And the best they have are the Javis. And this time they did use it really well. Keeping them safe behind their own mobility. Keeping those Seekers supporting the Murder Horsemen here. And also the Fiends also supporting them. Allowing them to survive till the late game. Catching those Furies and Warhounds. And then... and once those Nurgle mobility are gone, they are just free to sit back and shoot the hell out of Kugav and Uncle Funko. Infantry didn't do a whole lot. Mostly the work are done by the Cycle Charging mobility and the... skirmishers who shot up Kugav. That was basically the winning play here. But yeah, Kugav getting 4,700 gold worth of damage value alone. If he had a fleshy abundance, he probably could have had it. But I don't think he brought any. Yeah, that was supposed to be unwinnable with his Slaanesh, but opponent was nice and didn't take healing. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I guess they didn't go mega try hard, which is nice. That is nice. Yeah. If they brought healing, Kugav probably could have soloed this, but yeah. The Exalted Plague Bearers did some really good damage, and yeah, overall, I think Nurgle still had a good shot in this because of how good Kugav is against Slaanesh. The problem is just that they threw away their mobility, trying to chase down the enemy skirmishers instead of keeping them safe around Kugav. I mean, you still have to occasionally push out and screen, but throwing in those Furies against the Marauders unsupported against the Slaanesh army, that's basically death sentence to the Furies, because there's nothing on the Nurgle army who can move over and support the Furies, and that basically just leaving those Furies to die in enemy surround. Shit, we're running out of time because I have to go and work on something else later. So we still have a lot of replays, so we might cast those in videos. We shall see here. Anyways, next up we have Khorne versus Dwarfs. Okay, at least let's cast the semifinals before we go. But yeah, actually Khorne versus Dwarfs here. 3 units of Marauders, 3 units of Blood Beast, 1 Skull Cannon, 1 Hellforged Bellower, 1 Hellhound. Oh no, not Hellhound. Warhound. 1 Gorbeast Chariot. That is I forgot what the legendary hero names are. Skryla? That's not Skryla. That's shit. What's the name? I never used them. I don't remember. Skull Ticker is no. That is that Skull Ticker. Is that even Skull Ticker? That's Herald of Khorne. Never mind. Scar Bloodwrath is here though. Providing some strong melee power and incoming melee modifier. That's kind of useless for Khorne, no? There's no healing for you guys. What the fuck? What the fuck? Anyways, he's kind of useless, I guess. But it's nice to see him here as a powerful melee combatant with anti-infantry armor-piercing attacks. But yeah, already the Hellforge Bellowers are already launching shots onto the Dawei formation, where Gotrek Starbreaker is going for a front line of Dwarf Warriors and a second line of a ton of Iron Drakes. 3 Iron Drakes, 4 Iron Drakes with flamethrowers, and 2 more with Trollhammer, 3 more with Trollhammer, 4 more Trollhammer torpedoes actually, and 2 more bolt throwers as well, similar to that final game build we've seen. Dwarf Warriors, but lining up on the flanks. But already the Hellforge Bellowers and Skull Cannon deleting those Iron Drakes with a devastating damage. And yeah, that is a lot of devastating damage. We shall skip. Oh, there's also Floric Ironbrow leading the army. We shall skip the marching phase a bit here. So dropping some shots onto the enemy Iron Drakes and all, not doing a whole lot of damage. Missing a lot of shots with the Skull Cannon, since it is not the most accurate. But some Warhounds are able to jump onto the crew of the bolt throwers here, getting some nice damage done against the artillery crew. But the Iron Drakes turn around and just burn them down, I guess, which is not great. Also, Blood Beast trying to charge in and disrupt the enemy bolt throwers, but the Iron Drakes, Trollhammer torpedoes, and flamethrowers are nearby to shut them down. And the Marauders try to get to the enemy front line, are just getting burnt down by the Iron Drakes flamethrowers. And things are not going well for the Khorne melee push for sure. Though they are getting some units in and starting to disrupt the enemy backline. Blood Beast shutting down these Iron Drakes, and maybe perhaps the Gore Beast can start running through enemy backline as well, using their anti-infantry armor-piercing collisions. But overall, the frontline Marauders are mostly failing, getting pushed back by all those flamethrowers. Scarlet Wrath is going in, trying to hack down the enemy Iron Drakes in melee. So maybe Thoric might want to go and help out or something. But yeah, Blood Beast now pushing through, and also Gore Beast Chariot pushing through the enemy backline. Now getting to the final Iron Drakes as well. They're getting a bit of a buff. Locust of Wrath from the Herald of Khorne, getting extra melee attack buff. I don't think they even need it at all, since none of them really relies on melee attack stats at this point against the enemy Iron Drakes. But that one surviving Iron Drakes might spell the doom for these Blood Beasts here. Firing into them point blank, ripping away their HP, and they are ripping away the HP fast. While Scarlet Blood Wrath surrounded by enemy infantry, especially there's Garagrim Iron Fist, who is also an anti-infantry fighter, coming in and slaps him in the face. And things are not going too well for Khorne at this point. Their melee push is slowly faltering. A lot of their troops are just taking too much damage from Crowtrek's crossfire attacks. All the Iron Drake and all the flamethrower and Trollhammer torpedo crossfire is just taking a toll on those Khorne melee push, and they just don't have enough troops to keep these Iron Drakes occupied. They need some Furies, I feel like, but Furies doesn't do a whole lot of damage against Iron Drakes. I don't know, but yeah, all these Khorne troops here are just getting crossfired to death by any surviving Iron Drakes, whether Trollhammer torpedoes or flamethrowers. And Skull Cannon taking a ton of damage from the Iron Drakes are going down. Oh, and point blank bolter fire too, bolt thrower fire. And the Gore Beast Chariot is trying its best to cycle charge around, but the Gore Beast Chariots themselves are just getting shot up by Trollhammers and flamethrowers. These Trollhammers are still standing. They're just a stubborn elite missile, and they just aren't going down. Heavy armor as well, so you can't really just disrupt them with Marauders either. You have to actually kill them with something with armor piercing, like the Gore Beast, I guess. But Gore Beast Chariots went down, and leaving only the Hellforge Bellower and the Herald of Khorne in the fight. There's also some tattered Blood Beasts, but they're so weakened, I don't think they're gonna matter here. And that is gonna be GG here, as the Herald of Khorne and the Hellforge Bellowers and the Blood Beasts are just gonna get shot to death by these tattered but still standing Trollhammers and flamethrowers. GG to both players here, and once again, Gotrek really showcased why he is the Dawei main. I mean, Dawei main doesn't sound too impressive, but Gotrek is just a... Gotrek really refines the way of playing the Dawei defensive geometry. Like, he always have he always have a sophisticated defensive formation with all the crossfire zones available to the different missile units in the middle of the box. And even And he's always on point on just keeping those troops alive and trying to get them turned around and crossfire, focus down like an exposed target. And you can see the Trollhammer torpedoes surviving to the late game. They're tattered, but they still survived, and that's what matters. They just keep dishing out the damage, crossfiring into any units that are caught in melee, and they just keep firing and dishing out the damage. Overall, over time, whittling down the enemy army and winning the game. But yeah, really nicely played by Gotrek Starbreaker, who went on into the finals and almost got the first place, but Sipa did manage to take it from him in the end. But yeah, that is a very nicely played from both players here, but unfortunately looks like the Khorne troops here, a lot of expensive blood beasts that did not pay for themselves. I almost feel like just bringing more Marauders and Furies might have been a better call here, as the blood beast armor piercing, they're good, but they are just not doing enough here. They're very fragile, so they got exposed to the missile fire and they just died quickly. Okay, one more. I think we have time for one more game before we have to go offline. Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate there. Yeah, we have one battle, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might cast these. We might cast them in. Yeah, we might cast these in another video and at some point later. But yeah, let's just cast this Lizardmen versus Kislev battle first. Just making sure that we cast at least the semifinals before we go. Okay, so for the Lizardmen of Sipa here, 4 units of Red Crested and 3 regular Skink Cohorts, and 1 more unit of Red Crested in the form of a Cohort of Sotak, 2 units of Skink Skirmishers, and 2 Khorne Riders, 4 Khorne Spear Riders, and 1 more Bastiladon. We have another Lizardman Lifeslan. And yeah, that's basically it for the Lizardman build. So a lot of, basically a melee rush build. Trying to run down, also Banishment and Final Transmutation for the, wait, that's a Metal Slan, sorry. Metal Slan with Final Transmutation and Banishment. For the, is that double Frostworm build? Yes, that is a double Frostworm build. For the Ice Witch of Kislev, she's on a Frostworm herself with another Frostworm accompanying her. This is an unholy blob of Kislev single entities. There is a Golden Knight Nariska. Yeah, Nariska here, and also a Patriarch supporting with Salak's Lullaby for the healing and Vigor Refresh for the Da's Song of Winter Sunlight. Now that we know how insane how substantial the Vigor loss can be in battle, bringing the Vigor Refresh, it definitely makes sense. But because they're bringing the single entity blob build, the Final Transmutation right out of the bat, just wrecking these. Dealing substantial damage to these single entities in a single blob, especially the Patriarch, who doesn't have the most HP. Taking already a noticeable dent on their HP bar. But here comes some AoE spells and splash attacks from the Ice Witch here. With the Hailstorm, I believe. Yeah, Hailstorm Overcast. But here comes a Bound Banishment. Wait, what? No, that's not a Bound Banishment. That is the Hulks of Miska. Yeah, just trying to do more damage to the enemy blob. To the enemy infantry troops. Now for the Kislev frontline Armored Kossars and Kislevite Warriors plus Boydinov's Brawlers, basically Streltsies with shotguns, and Wolfhearts, Regiment of Renown, Akshina Ambushers, and some Kossovite Dervishes at the back. More Kislevite Warriors just trying to hold down enemy infantry, but the Red Cresteds are going in and they're hacking through the enemy armored infantry. Yeah, getting some really good damage in. Damn, they're doing some solid work here. The Armored Kossars are going down, and they're going down fast. While the single entities on the far side, Nariska getting trapped in the middle of a bunch of Khorne Spear Riders, and she is not accompanying the Ice Witch, so she's not giving any physical resistance to. Now the Ice Witch is here, and the Ice Witch should have some Guardian. Wait, no. I swear she should be Guardian, right? No. Okay, I don't know what's happening. Okay, they don't have Guardian. They just have Silence, and that does help if she can get on top of the Slime Priest, but she's right now completely trapped among Khorne Spear Riders. Really nicely played by Sipa, just keeping the enemy monsters trapped by and pinned down by the Khorne Spear Riders, and just keep dropping those Final Transmutation, draining away the health of all these single entities. And because Rusto here playing as the Kislev, constantly trying to keep his army in place, keep his army together, that actually punishes him heavily with all the final transmutations wrecking him in the end. And that might just be GG here. We might like the Golden Knight is gone, so no more silencing for Kislev. And the Patriarch is also dying, just dropping in all his war songs before, all his battle hymns before he goes down, and he went down. And the main infantry formations here left unsupported. No single entities are nearby to help out. The Armored Kossars, Kislevite warriors are slowly but surely losing out to the Red-Crested Skinks. And even the Boydanov's brawlers, they might be a brawler, but they're certainly being brawled down. As the Skink cohorts are just tying them down in melee, and the Skink skirmishers shooting them with blow darts, just pinpoint shooting them. And the Armored Kossars front line are certainly falling to a combination of Red-Crested and regular Skinks. On the far side there, the Ice Witch, the Double Wyvern are still trying to duke it out with the Coal and Spear Riders, but all the anti-large armor piercing are doing them no favor. Snow Leopard has been summoned, probably just trying to go after the Slime Age Priest, but I don't think that matters at this point with the two single entities so tattered. Another Hailstorm and one Hail Mary attempt. Hail Mary, get it? Hailstorm, Hail Mary, get it? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, a Hail Mary attempt to try and thin out and ruin these Coal and Spear Riders, but that does not save the Frostworm. And the Ice Witch is alive, still trying to go after the Slime Age Priest, but that is army losses. Everything starts hitting that, it starts hitting that Bar of Blood effect, and that shall be GG for Kislev. That shall be victory for the Lizardmen. And yeah, very nicely played from all the players here. And but Sipa having all those anti-large armor-piercing cavalry to surround the enemy single entities and just keep punishing them with constant spam of final transmutation. Almost 3,000 gold worth of damage value from the Slime Age Priest. That is some insane value. Oh man, that is yeah, Rusto here keeping all the single entities together definitely spelled his doom. I mean, you gotta keep the Golden Knight with the Ice Witch, but other than that, I mean, no, you need to keep the Patriarch together with everything, but to maximize the healing and vigor refresh. But the fact that they have final transmutation to punish that blob really spelled a death sentence to this kind of single entity blobs. And yeah, like if Nariska can constantly stay on the Slime Age Priest of Metal, I think the Kislev would have actually had this, because at that point the Slime Age Priest could not cast any spells. But the Coal and Spear Riders, Coal and Riders are there to screen off your cavalry and your monsters, and that means there's no way for Kislev to keep catching the Slime Age Priest, because they themselves do not have their own mobility to counteract the Coal and Spear Riders, and the infantry just got wrecked by Red-Crested in the end. And the missiles, Bodynoff's Brawlers did a lot of damage actually. I think they killed off the Ferobastilodon probably. But just not enough to win the game, as they themselves getting dragged into melee and just got browed as well. Hey, Lil Beck, nice to see you here. I think we have time for one more. Let's just cast one more. Let's cast something. Yeah, let's just cast this one. Oh no, wait, this is Kislev versus Zigos, and that went on for long, so I think I'm gonna cast another one here. Okay, let's just cast this one. Kislev versus Vampire Counts. One last battle of the day. Yeah, one last battle I have time to cast today, before we go. And I'll cast the rest in like battle replay videos. Oh, yeah, basically. All right, let's see. It is just gonna be a blob build, which is why I'm like, maybe I don't want to cast this on a replay video. Yeah, it is once again a blob with Nariska, and I think I know why they won this, because Nariska does have the silence aura. Wait, yeah, to just negate the vampire spell casting. Anyway, so the army builds Kislevite warriors with one Dwarf's Hearth's Blade. And they are a very strong melee troop, and they are buffed up by Constellton. Remember, I remember I made it like a melee build out of Constellton or regular Patriarch, just to give them extra melee attack. And yeah, that was a fun build. But yeah, other than that, Hooks of Mishka and Hailstorm. A nice breath attack from the Frozen Heart of Winter, and also there's the Oath Brothers of Tor just charging in, probably just gonna drop some bombardment soon. Other than that, there's I think that's basically it for the Kislev army, going for a fairly narrow build with all the investment into this blob fight. And the Nariska is nearby to activate those silence aura. Yeah. Yep. And now as for the Vampire Counts build, Kimmler trying to go for that prolonged melee grind with his Chaos Tomb Blade, and a lot of spell choices too. I feel like too many spell choices in over here. Like the Gaze of Nagash is nice, but it's good if you're from a high angle. But Kimmler doesn't have that kind of high angle. He does not have a flying mount, so he is unfortunately just kind of missing on that bit. But yeah, the Frozen Heart of Winter just plowing through the Grave Gods with the help of the Das Hearth's Blade and the Bear Riders, the Oath Brothers of Tor as well, absolutely annihilating these Grave Gods with the Breath Attack, with the Bombardment, with everything he has, with the Collision attacks as well, absolutely smashing these Vampire Infantry. And on the far side, Vampire Counts Psycho charging with Vargheists, whittling down these Kislevite Warriors. They need to pull back though, because these Kislevite Warriors are unbreakable now, so it's pointless to fight them right now. Stunsmen should be able to finish the job, if anything, and the Vargheists are needed elsewhere to Psycho charge down the other Kislevite Warriors and whatnot. These guys are also unbreakable, so they should just be left alone. Now, the double Banshee are going in, trying to do some character sniping and go and stab Konstantin. But the Frozen Heart Winner does have magic attack, does have massive weapon strength to smash them down, so they probably don't want to stay in that fight for too long. More bombardment from the Hailstorm there, just whittling down the Grave Gods with those armor-piercing attacks. Oath Brothers are getting charged by the Vargheists, but they are absolutely annihilating the Vargheists in melee combat with the bombardment, applying the blinded debuff to the Vargheists, nuking down their melee stats, and that was so very handy in helping them win out in this melee engagement here. The Vargheists are forced to be pushed back, while Heinrich Himmler is just unable to escape from Nariska, who just managed to got pushed back by the Vargheists coming in, but the Oath Brothers of Tor are still nearby to push back those Vargheists. And I think the Frozen Heart of Winter, are they smashing up the Banshee? No, the Banshee is coming over here to help out against the Oath Brothers of Tor. Maybe they can step down the Oath Brothers a bit more with their armor-piercing attacks. But no, it seems like they're kind of... Oh yeah, they should just go and stab the Oath Brothers, honestly. Oath Brothers are completely surrounded by Banshee and Vargheists, so they need some help. And especially there's a Invocation of the Hack to keep them alive. The main problem is still, I feel like, the Frozen Heart of Winter. Well, it's just readying up a breath attack. Here it comes. And doing some, not the most amazing damage. It's probably better against infantry, but still decent against the Vargheists. Just working down the HP. Vargheists are healing constantly because of the hunger there. Probably should have bring in the Regiment of Renowned Things in the Woods, the Mordheim Beowulfs, but I don't think it matters at this point anymore. Vargheists get a rear charge from the Frozen Heart of Winter, who is also boosted up by Thor's Battle Hymn and the Das Song of Winter Sunlight. Everything gets a vigor refresh, and also the Kislevite Warriors coming in to help with the NC Lodge battle, and the Vargheists are going down. With all the Vargheists, there's a lot. Basically, the Vampire Counts are down to just a melee grind, and I don't think they can win out against the Kislevites in this melee grind. Ironic enough, because the Banshees are getting smashed by those magic attacks from the Frozen Heart of Winter, from the Oath Brothers of Tor. And yeah, that is probably going to be GG. Zombies are just getting bombarded to death. Oh no, Kimmler is still getting stuck with Golden Knight, still can't escape from her, and he can't cast any spells. He is silenced. Oh no. Oh no. That's why we didn't see a lot of vampire spells so far, and yeah, that might just going to be GG. Kimmler is crumbling, so he can't cast an Invocation of the Hack because his leadership is broken. He cannot cast Invocation of the Hack to kill anything, including himself, and he went down. He was also out of melee, so the Chaos Tomb Blade was not working on himself either. And yeah, without the healing Vampire Counts, it's only a matter of time for the Vampire Counts to get slowly but surely grind down. Not even with the help of of Krell can the Vampire Counts win this. As unfortunately, as much of grind faction they are, as long as somebody pull out a grind build, the Vampire Counts would just lose, because for some reason they just don't have the kind of sustainability. They don't have the single entity. They don't have the single entity killing power here to kill the Frozen Heart of Winter or kill the characters, unless they bring out like a Blood Dragon Vampire Lord. But that itself is a very big risk. If you get trapped in a bunch of Oath Brothers, that dragon is just gonna die. And But yeah, overall, vampire counts ironically is as a blob faction, they are not good at blob fights. Everyone can everyone can outblob them, even the Skavens. I've seen the Skaven build basically a heavy storm vermin blob with the thing and another output abomination, I think. And that outgrinded the Skaven. I mean, outgrinded the vampire counts with the overseer bell. That was quite ridiculous from what I saw as well. But yeah. Yeah, the Kislevi warriors didn't do a whole lot. So yeah. I think I have to go now. So that is gonna be the last battle we cast today. Actually, let's check out the vampire count army performances, and then we will go. And I'll cast the rest of the battles in battle replays. As for the Banshee games here, Banshee here, they did a lot of good damage, just not quite enough to carry the game. Harry Kemmler didn't do any damage. He can't even cast spells because Nariska was on his ass like 50% of the time. We have the zombies who did meh. I mean, they were just there to be chaff. And Grave Guards here, Grave Guards with halberds did some okay damage against the Oath Brothers and the Frozen Heart of Winter, but in the end they just got punched down by the Frozen Heart of Winter and cut down by the Dars Hearth Guards, I think. Yeah, Dars Hearth Blades, yeah. What else? Grave Guards, theoretically good against enemy infantry, but yeah. Against Dars Hearth Blades, they are still punching. They're still trying to fight something above their pay grade. Sternsmen also, yeah, just too much. There's just too much AoE damage for the armored infantry here to get their worth back. Too much hailstorm, too much bombardment from the Oath Brothers. Also nukes their melee stats, by the way. The breath attacks from the Frozen Heart of Winter, the collision attacks, is just too much for these armored infantry. And the Var guys tried their best, but in the end, getting trapped in a fight against Oath Brothers is definitely not a fight they want to be in. And then there's the single entities come in and help, and that is basically it for them. But yeah, that is going to be it for the replays we're casting today. I wanted to cast more, but I need to go. So I'll definitely try to cast the rest in... yeah, I'll definitely try to cast the rest in... wait, how many? Yeah, we have 4 replays, so I'll probably try to cast them as like double casts in each video. Yeah, I'll just try to cast them in double casts in each video, and go through those replays in the future on the channel. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you everyone for joining today's New Year's tournament. I hope you all had a good time playing or watching this multiplayer tournament. And yeah, again, I've mentioned this before on my stream. I would be off. I won't be hosting any more tournament for the next 2 months, as I will be traveling and just visiting family, staying with them, and I will be in a different time zone, which makes it awkward to cast things. I don't want to stay up in the middle of the night till 4 to cast replay. To cast a tournament. That is not a healthy lifestyle I want to be in. I mean, I stay late all the time, stay up late all the time, but at least I'm not like. But yeah, I feel like that is. I'll try not to go into that kind of lifestyle generally, but yeah, that is. I went on a bit of a tangent. That was not too related, but yeah, I won't be in the same time zone to cast tournaments, so I won't be around to cast any events. But I will still try to like get regular replay videos online at least once a week, and basically to keep the channel alive at least before I come back for more tournament events and whatnot. But yeah, let's see what happens to Total Warhammer as well. I should be able to play some games as well, since I will have my laptop with me for like most of the time. So yeah, you might see me posting food pictures, by the way, the stuff, the edible ones, on the Necro Clan Discord occasionally, probably. But yeah, that is gonna be it for today's stream. Again, I'll be casting. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to cast all the rest of the replays, but I'll try to. Yeah, I'll try to cast them in like double casting replay videos on my channel. So be sure to stick around and check out my future content. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. Thank you for watching. Thank you everyone for joining the tournament and watching the tournament. I hope you all enjoy it. Congratulations to Seaper for winning, and great game, well played to GoTrek for as well for getting into the finals. It was a really great showdown of non-meta Dwarf Lords in the finals there. But looks like the Lizardmen did win out with the red crested skinks and Croxagore Rush. And that is gonna be it for today. That is gonna be all. And yeah, if you enjoyed my content, be sure to hit the like button on my live stream, my videos, and hit the subscribe as well. That really helps with the channel growth and all that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in a couple months. Tactical Lich signing out.